Welcome back to Man Down Sports. As you can see from the thumbnail, we got a good episode for y'all. Good topics. You can see the rundown. We got great topics. We even got more topics that's on the rundown, man. So y'all getting a full, almost a daggone super show today from out of me. And it's good to be back on my regular recording day, which is Tuesdays. But I'm about 30 minutes late, man. So I apologize for that. But I appreciate everybody for coming in here, man. And as you come in, make sure you hit the like button. Make sure you leave well, first of all, hello to you too, Shay J. You up in here cussing and stuff like that. But yeah, man, it's good to see y'all in here, man. It's good to see my moderators in. I only see one moderator though. That's Shay J. But so you gonna have to work hard today if you're the only one in here. Or maybe I need some more moderators. I hit like an hour ago. That's good. I deserve that. But yeah, I'm a little bit late, man. It's all good, but it's gonna be worth it. Trust me, it's gonna be worth it. Greg Anderson in here. There we go. 2 moderators in here, man. I appreciate it, man. Hit the like button, hit the share button. Leave a comment in there. Let me know who in the house, man, so I can see who in here. See who the audience is today. And man, well, I mean, we gotta rap about a lot of stuff today, man. Good conversation. Good topics to go over. Man, Full Pedal Friday was good last week. If y'all didn't catch that, man, so go back and check that episode out. What's going on, Kent Sutton? We good in here. Vin, what's good? Lightweight, hilarious. Oh man, y'all already in here on Bronny, man. I'm not go. You know what? I'm not go do Bronny in. I just, man, I just want to kind of like point some stuff out, man. Buddha Monk 13, what's up, man? I try to keep up the good work, brother. I appreciate it. I try not to go too hard on Bronny, man, because I mean, really, I think once you say what you need to say about him, and I think I've already said everything I wanted to say about this whole situation, Bronny and LeBron, when it comes to him getting this roster spot, based on pretty much privilege, because his dad was in position to be able to, kind of facilitate that or manipulate that, however you want to use that word. And it is what it is, man. It's not my taste. It's not my cup of tea. Shout out to Dominque at Sports Tea. It's not my cup of sports tea, right? But it is what it is, man. I think everyone should be okay with people who don't, subscribe to that type of activity, but we'll get to that. I think we're gonna have a good conversation on that. But this episode is brought to you by Underdog. Underdog Fantasy is the best place to play fantasy sports. I want to tell you about the easiest way to get in on some NBA action with Underdog Fantasy and their pick'em game. Just find your favorite player, or any player for that matter, pick higher or lower on that player's stats, and you can win up to 20 times your money in one night. Pick between 2 or 5 players to fill your pick'em entry. Get every pick right, and you can net yourself some serious cash. Use the promo code ManDownSports and get up to $1,000 in bonus cash. Plus, now that it's football season, you can follow Man Down Sports as we reveal our favorite picks from week to week. Like I said before, pick your favorite player, pick higher or lower, choose your dollar amount, and win some money. It's just that easy. Make picks, win money. We also want to thank Underdog Fantasy for partnering with us, and we want to thank you for helping the channel out by using Man Down Sports on Underdog Fantasy. And so with that sponsor, man, it truly helps us out if y'all go out and use our promo code Man Down Sports and play some Underdog and do some pick'ems. That's what I do. I just won my last pick'em I did. As you can see, that green highlight around each pick that I picked means that I hit on those. That red one around Jaden Daniels means I missed on it, right? But I still won some money because I flexed it, meaning that you could get one wrong and still win, but you get slightly a little bit less money if you win it that way. But if you get all 4 of them right, you of course you win that one as well, and it's slightly a little bit more. But for this one, I picked Derrick Henry to score a touchdown, which he did. I picked Jaden Daniels lower. They was giving us 51 yards for Jaden Daniels, and he went almost 80 yards, so he went over. and I picked under, so I missed that one. The crazy thing about it is I almost missed the Justin Tucker. I picked for him to make 2 field goals. And in the fourth quarter, he had 0 field goals, and the game was pretty much over. But he ended up hitting the field goal to send them into overtime, and then he hit the field goal to win in overtime, and that's how I won that one. And then Kyler Murray, I just picked that he was gonna go over on 5 rushing attempts, and he rushed the ball seven times. So that's what I picked on that. Won me some money on that one. Y'all got to mess with it, man. But when y'all do get on Underdog and play, make sure when you sign up initially, you use the promo code Man Down Sports. Don't finalize signing up into it until you put that promo code in, Man Down Sports, because that helps us out a whole lot when you use our promo code, man. So do that. But yeah, I won some money on that thing. He said he still need D Rose on that ringless pyramid. I might have to redo that stuff. I might have to redo my other pyramid because I left off Jerry West and Elgin Baylor. So I might have to redo my all-time pyramid. Last thing I'm gonna do before I even get started, shout out my members. Taco Master just signed up again, so he signed up with 2 different accounts. So that he's really supporting us, and I really appreciate that. So Taco Master is one of our members. I'm shouting out. It's Not That Serious, Daniel Berry Sports, and I think those are the 3 newest members from 3 days ago. And then Zerai Lion, James Reed, Beast Mode Bones, 33 Siggy, Mikey Brad, Cedric Franklin, The Real Mr. Cropper, Ida Tomlinson, E. King, Steve Calvert, Right Hand Cam, The Joker 687, Scott Merriweather, Unspoken Voices, Taco Master again, 6'4" Slim, Keith Brazell, Savon Arnold, Ryan Walters, Jay Barrett, WW, Shay J, R Bean, Jeffrey Gallup, that's Funky Town, Shy Rider West Side of 23, A. Harkins, Michael Tafoya, Wizman Ballin, and Malachi Israel, man. Shout out to all the members, man. Appreciate y'all for being members. And also, man, if y'all want extra content, man, y'all sign up to our Patreon. We do the post game after our Friday shows. After we do full panel Friday, we, by the time the show is done, we be good and drunk. And then we get in our Patreon and we just discuss random topics, right? And we call it our post game. So if you sign up to the Patreon, that content is really good as well, man. So y'all don't want to miss that one. As a matter of fact, I might even post a video, a little clip of some of the stuff that be going on in the Patreon. All right, so let's get started. So I'm watching the Phoenix Suns preseason game. Well, first of all, I watched the Lakers' first preseason game as well. And that game, they played Minnesota, and there was 2 rookies. There was Dillingham from Kentucky and Shannon Jr. Both really good rookies, first rounders. Not sure if both of them went lottery. They may have. At least one of them went lottery. But these are good rookies. And then on the Lakers side, you got Bronny James and Dalton Connect. And Connect is also a really good rookie. And all 3 of those rookies were impressive, right, in their preseason. Just like I wouldn't say the first game in the summer league that Dillingham was impressive, but he progressed into getting impressive in the summer league, and he had a good show. And Dalton Connect was impressive in summer league, and so was Shannon Jr. So those guys are all impressive. They were impressive in college. And that's a contrast when it comes to Bronny, because Bronny was not impressive in college. He was not impressive in the summer league. And so far in his first 2 games in the preseason, he has not been impressive, right? So I think that kind of gets people to talking, right? Just like we was already talking, but it gets people to talking, right? So a poor showing against Minnesota, but I really want to get to the latest game, which was the Phoenix Suns game. And he didn't score a point in that game, I don't think. But what was interesting, in limited minutes, I think he only played 13 minutes. He had 4 turnovers. Then I look at his dad, LeBron, who is, if he hasn't already gotten the record for all-time turnovers, he's very, very close to being number 1 in all-time turnovers, right? I don't know if people know that he's very close to being the number 1 turnover king of all time, right? He has an issue with turnovers. He also had 4. So I'm looking at, like, here's a rookie who just turned 20 having an issue in the preseason with turnovers, but here's the oldest man in the league who's supposed to be the smartest man in the league, the most experienced man in the league, and someone that wants to be compared to Kobe and Michael Jordan, and he's still struggling with turnovers. To me, I just can't understand why you out there still struggling with turnovers. Why you got 4 and your son got 4? He's a rookie. I get why he has 4. Why do you have 4 turnovers? And while combined, y'all have 8, and your team only had 17 for the game. So you almost got half of the team's turnover just between you and your son in limited minutes, right? Because mind you, it's the preseason, so you know LeBron's not going to play a lot. I think he played 16 minutes. Bronny played 13. Then you got other players that's going to play the whole fourth quarter because they're rookies, and this probably going to be the only time they get on the floor if they make the team. So they're playing the 20 and above minutes. How is it that LeBron and Bronny has more turnovers than them? How is it that LeBron and Bronny consisted of half the team's turnovers? That's concerning to me, right? But LeBron's turnovers has always been concerning, right? It's always been concerning, and there's been no remedy for it, really. Like it's just no remedy for it. But I'm just trying to go over some of the things that I noticed. Number one, Phoenix, they're going to be average again. Phoenix is going to be average again, right? As good as Kevin Durant is, he's still in love with the mid-range pull-up jumper. And I just want to see Kevin Durant get all the way to the rim on some of his penetration. I want to see him, run off some screens to get some of his jump shots. I mean, run off some Rip Hamilton screens or some Reggie Miller screens to get his shot off. Everything for Kevin Durant, he's so good that he wants to accept the challenge that I can rock one-on-one on you in an ISO situation and dribble pull up into a mid-range, and he is that good. But I think that's dumb to have that be your primary shot, right? I want Durant to work off the ball a little bit more. I want him in catch and shoots coming off of double screens and stuff like that and curl actions. And then I want him in the post as well. And when he gets in the post, I don't want him to rely on the fadeaway, because it seems like when Kevin Durant gets in the post, it's all the fadeaway. When he gets the ball in ISO, it's a dribble pull up mid range. When he gets the ball in the post, it's a fadeaway, right? There's no I'm about to go down here and act like I'm 7 foot, and I'm about to meet you at the rim. I'm about to drop step and go up with power. I'm about to up and under you. None of that. It's almost, and he has it in his toolbox, and he's used it before. It's almost like, and he in some type of mental slump. And I've been there before, where I remember there was a stretch where I was just getting to the hole a little too easy and getting layups, and I forgot that I had floater in my game, right? So it was either me getting all the way to the hole or I was pulling up for mid range, right? And I couldn't figure out. I was like, man, why am I in such a slump? And I just realized, man, I haven't used my floater in several games. I haven't used my floater, and so sometimes you got to remember, oh man, because like something might be coming so easy to you that you would just keep going to it. But then when they take that away, or that's not falling, you gotta really, make yourself remember that you got other stuff. So when Durant gets the ball in the post, he's been so good the last 2, 3, 4 years with that turnaround fadeaway in the post. That's all he go to. But if you're shooting that at about a 50% rate, Why not? Why go to anything else? You know what I mean? So, I want to see Kevin Durant get to the rim when he gets the ball in the post. But enough about the Phoenix Suns, right? I think they're gonna be average again. They don't look good. Kevin Durant is still not taking the shots that I want him to take. Still not putting up enough threes. He just don't like the 3-point shot that much for some reason. If he shot it as much as Booker, he probably would average 35, right? And it still don't look like they unlocked Bradley Beal yet. They just didn't, and they're not using Bobo. He's still playing guard when they put him in the game. The only thing that looked decent out there for Phoenix was Tyus Jones. I like that addition. Other than that, they haven't figured it out. So they're going to be average. The Lakers, on the other hand, the philosophy of JJ Redick is that he wants to shoot tons of threes. He wants AD to shoot more threes. He wants LeBron to shoot more threes. Because LeBron had a career high in 3-point percentage last year, JJ Redick was like, I want you to shoot more threes. He said it on their podcast, shoot more threes. So it looked like that's what their goal is going to be, shooting a lot of threes, right? So that's one thing. And the last thing I say about the game before I get into Bronny and LeBron is, after watching so much of the WNBA and their brand of basketball and then coming back to watch the NBA, it's horrible. Like what I seen from Phoenix and the Lakers, I seen multiple possessions where both teams just went down back and forth and just threw threes up. Different guys, not Mark Price level shooters, not Steph Curry level shooters, not Klay Thompson level shooters. I'm talking about like Ron Harper level 3-point shooters, just jacking them up. Brick, and I'm not talking about like the ball went in the post, the double team came, they threw the ball out to a shooter, the rotation came, they made the extra pass, and that's a 3 and they miss. I'm talking about they get a rebound, come down, the guy who got the rebound comes down and pulls a 3 up. No passes, no penetration to the hole, none of that. They didn't even try to get to the rim. No post up, none of that. Just came down, jacked the 3. And then Phoenix went down and did the same thing. I seen multiple times where they went down 1, 2, 3, 4, maybe sometimes 5 times they went down back and forth, didn't get no paint on the bottom of their shoe, and they jacked the 3 up. I'm like, this is insane. Like, when you watch the WNBA, you like, man, you don't even see that stuff. Like, they're actually playing real basketball, which we're going to get into later in this conversation. But so those are the notable things from the Phoenix game. Now let's get to Bronny and LeBron. This is where the problem is going to come in at with the Lakers, right? Because it's a circus, right? It's a circus, and there's a lot of clowns in the circus, and JJ Redick is one of them. LeBron is another one. Bronny is another one, right? So you got a 3-ring circus with 3 clowns, and everyone that's involved in it has to stand back and be part of the show, right? They have to moderators. We got one that we need to get rid of right now. Go ahead and get him up out of here. You block, big dog. All right. You could have enjoyed the show, man, but I guess, you know what? I caught myself. I almost said something. I caught myself though. But yeah, thanks for the comment, man. But you up out of here. Thanks, Shay J. The mod's on point, right? So you can come in here with that nonsense if you want to, but the mod's on point, right? So, so you got to sit back and be part of the clown show, whether you like it or not. I remember Anthony Davis didn't take it so well when the circus was around LeBron getting the scoring record, getting Kareem's scoring record, and they wasn't even in the playoff hunt. And Anthony Davis was frustrated, right? And Shannon Sharp called him a hater. Why you can't be happy for LeBron on his day? Because they was losing to OKC, and they was trying to get in the playoffs, and everything was about that record. And LeBron was picking games that he was going to sit out. You get what I'm saying? So, it's really unreal that it's about to happen again, right? So, it was about Bron and the scoring title a couple of years ago. I think the first year he got there, it was about him passing Jordan, right? It's just frustrating that they have to be part of that show, man. But now's another show with Bronny, and there's where the issues comes in at. You play a game, You got a new coach. You got a team with playoff implications and hopes to get to the championship. And that's supposed to be the story. That's supposed to be what we are concerned about. And these players have to come out of the preseason game, and the Lakers have to make Bronny James available for media. Not Anthony Davis. Let's talk to Bronny James, because we have to ask this question about your dad and, you know, the making the history and all of this good stuff, right? We have to ask him those questions, right? So let's listen to how some of these questions came to Bronny James at the presser.
Hey, Bronny, we just heard from Lebron just kind of about the moment and how much it means to him for you to get to this point and share the court. Wondered what it was like from your perspective, and if you had the idea that was how it was going to go down in the second quarter.
JJ told us we were going to be playing together. He shared that with me early in the day, so I was pretty psyched for that. But I just got out there and felt like a normal game with my teammate, to be honest.
Yeah, that first quarter, Lakers look pretty sharp. LeBron, year 22, looks like he's still in his prime. And so as you're watching from that standpoint, are you viewing him kind of like as your teammate? Are there thoughts that come in where, okay, he's also your dad? And then once you get out there, how do you kind of stop thinking about that and just think about, okay, where's the defensive rotation? Where do I go on this play on offense?
I'm always thinking about, that's my dad, because that's literally my dad. So I just go out there and, when I'm playing, he's just my teammate. That's all I'm thinking at that point.
Bronny, since you, I think probably, this is a moment people have thought about for a long time. I know it's a moment your dad's thought about for a long time to kind of, I don't want to say get out of the way, but to actually have it come to some fruition. Were you able to reflect on it at all at any point in time today, either before, in anticipation, or after?
Nah, I'm just being prepared for another game that I'm, going out and trying to play my best at. So there's no really thinking. JJ told me that we were going to be playing together, but other than that, I wasn't really thinking about, me being on the court with my dad, just preparing for the game and the game plan. When you've spoken to us about this, you've been very actively focused on the basketball part of it, because that's sort of that's your job right now. Have you been surprised at the reaction from everyone else about the rest of the story and maybe trying to pull you away from the basketball part of it to have you talk more about the moment and the meaning and all of that stuff? Haven't really been surprised from it, because it's been happening for so long.
So I feel bad for him. That's like 4 or 5 questions, and they all was about the thing going on with him and his dad, and him getting on the court with his dad and stuff like that. And that's gonna be all season, right? Nobody asked about his 4 turnovers. The speed of the game. How you think you're adjusting, and nobody asked him about the game. They literally did not ask him about the game, right? And I don't know if that's oh man, he don't deserve to have to face tough questions. You get what I'm saying? I wonder if LeBron, if Bronny James was to do some of the things that Kyrie Irving did, let's say if Bronny James tweeted out the same tweet that got Kyrie in trouble. Let's say if he tweeted that movie out. I'm almost wondering if the media would even be brave enough to ask him the questions they was asking Kyrie Irving. And it will be very interesting to know if LeBron would throw him under the bus the way he threw Kyrie Irving under the bus. Would he say he had no right of doing it? There's no place for that. And all of these things. Would he throw him under the bus, or would he come in and coddle him? You get what I'm saying? I think that'd be so funny. You're going to see so many double standards all season. It's an 82-game season. You're going to see so many double standards, because you're going to see things Bronny does or doesn't do that LeBron has criticized other players for doing in the past, right? You're going to see him have a 7-turnover game like Russell Westbrook did, and you're going to see LeBron and the media ignore it and act like it didn't happen, or give some type of an excuse for it, right? You're going to see him make some mistakes maybe in the public and get a pass for it. And this is what the media is already setting up for. Hey man, we go give you a pass. If you have a bad game, we go act like you didn't have a bad game. We'll just talk about you being on the floor with your dad. How does that feel? I mean, if you have a good game, we're just going to just blow it up. You know, we're going to be talking about if you have a good game. You have a bad game, we just go ignore it. Don't even say nothing about the turnovers or the missed assignments on defense or the deer in the headlight look or none of that. We're not even going to mention any of that, right? So I thought that was interesting, but that's like a foreshadow of what's to come when it comes to the Lakers and their team, right? And imagine Bronny playing garbage time minutes. He's not getting in the game, and then there is a blowout, and the Lakers clear the bench in the fourth quarter. Bronny gets in, plays 5 minutes, and we want to speak to LeBron, Bronny, because you know the media tell you who they want for the presser, right? Player of the game, all right, bring me the player of the game. It might be Austin Reeves. Okay, we want to speak to Austin Reeves. You know, of course, LeBron, because he's the face of the franchise, and bring Bronny. We got those three, and then JJ Redick. You got those four up there: JJ, Austin Reeves, Bronny, and LeBron, and AD in the locker room with a 25 and 28, 25 points and 28 rebound game here in the locker room. And they got Bronny up here. Tell us what it was like to get that assist from your dad. Tell us what it was like for the first home game with the Lakers with your dad. Tell us what it was like for you to start for the first time. Tell us what it was like for you to hit your first basket. Tell us what it was like for I don't know, for you to play a whole quarter. Tell us what it was like to be the first father-son duo to score at least 1 point in the NBA. So every time they hit the floor is some type of milestone that can be had. So he can always be called to the carpet for the presser. He can always be called. It's just going to be a crazy circus, man. So, and everyone has to pretend, right? And then you got LeBron, and you know how LeBron is. They're asking him questions about it. I don't even want to play all the questions they ask him about it, but I do want to play a response that he had to a question, which just blows my mind.
You've been energized by a bunch of different things. You mentioned, winning in Paris, but having Bronny here through this process, what's that done for you in terms of a day in, day out sort of energy?
Well, man, you guys know my energy doesn't really.
Has it kicked it up though?
I have a lot more energy than a lot of the younger guys, to be completely honest. Like,
true.
I boost their energy up if you want me to be completely honest. But to have you, like I said, to have your son or a relative, you work with them. I don't know if any of you guys have ever worked with someone that you was blood with or so, whatever the case may be. It's a different feeling. When you go to work every day, you want to, try to, help each other. If it's a bad day for him, you pick him up. Vice versa. If it's a bad day for me, pick me up. So like, that's just, it's things that we can do, that doesn't even need words. We could just look at each other and know, like, okay, so that's pretty cool.
So they asked him, does it, and you're 40, you're almost 40. Does it energize you a little bit when you get on the floor with your son? He took that opportunity. LeBron never misses an opportunity to toot his own horn. But the crazy thing about it is he never can just toot his own horn and that's it. He always has to bring other people in. Like when he said, I've been flipping plays since I was 8. Okay, that's cool. But then to go an extra mile and say, the dudes is on my team now, I can't even flip plays, not even the vets. Just throw them under the bus. Instead of him saying, man, my son can play in the league, he goes and say, my son can play in the league, and he's better than half these dudes I'm watching on ticket, right? What was it? What was it? I think I got that tweet somewhere. He's better than half these dudes is playing right now. I got that somewhere over here. Is this it right here? No, that ain't it. Boy, y'all better be glad I can't find that daggone clip. I got it somewhere though. There we go. There we go. Man, Bronny definitely better than some of these cats I've been watching on League Pass. There you go, League Pass. This junk is lightweight hilarious, right? Right? He could have just said, man, Bronny can play in the league right now. I think, in my opinion, right? He could have just said that. But to put other people in it is disrespectful. So for you to be like, do I get energized by being on the floor with my son? Oh, man. you know about my energy because he's already said plenty of times he never get tired, and we know that's not true, right? He said plenty of times. I mean, because if he didn't get tired, he wouldn't have to rest on defense. He wouldn't take plays off, right? So we know he gets tired. He wouldn't walk up the court. He wouldn't have to get pushed in the back to go defend a shooter, right? So we know he gets tired. That's a lie, but he wants people to have a mythical narrative about him, like he's Paul Bunyan or something like that, right? So he never gets tired. Oh, I never get tired. That's the story he wants to be floating around him, right? But instead of him saying, yeah, I mean, I get a little energized, or I mean, nah, I mean, I just keep my energy up, you know, regardless of who's on the floor. That would have been a great answer. But for him to be like, look, man, I'm the one who energized the young players. You know what I mean? I got more energy than the young players. Here you go again.
You've been energized by a bunch of different things. You mentioned, you know, winning in Paris, but having Bronny here through this process, what's that done for you in terms of a day in, day out sort of energy?
Well, I mean, you guys know my energy doesn't really.
Has it kicked it up though?
I have a lot more energy than a lot of the younger guys, to be completely honest. Like,
True.
Like, I boost their energy up if you want me to be completely honest.
I have a lot more energy than the younger guys. I boost their energy up if you want to be completely honest. And you guys know what my energy is like. No, we don't know, LeBron. We don't know. We don't know what your energy is like. So I mean, just think about that, right? So that's Bronny, that's LeBron. This is the type of talk we're gonna be hearing all year, right? I just want to give y'all this, right? But Max Christie is the guy who's been on the Lakers team for like 2 years, who we've seen get in the game sometime and was like, man, this kid got something. This kid got promise, man. I like Max Christie. And there's a meme going around of him sitting on the bench. And if you look at the right angle, I mean, because he's got like curly hair, but if you actually do something different with his hair, the dude has features that look like Kobe Bryant. He's got mannerisms like Kobe Bryant. And when you hear him talk, it's scary. I'm just telling you, it's pretty scary, man. They love him in LA. They love him in LA, man. So, and I don't want to get into like no type of no crazy stuff, man. But maybe Kobe is inside that dude. I don't know. Maybe Kobe loved basketball that much that he was like, hey, look, man, I'm gonna go to a witch doctor. You know, I go ahead and get this body up. If y'all can put my brain and my spirit back in a 21-year-old, so I can play for the Lakers again, man. Maybe Kobe loved basketball that much, right? I love Max Christie, right? But he earned it, right? We don't remember Max Christie being the first player off the bench in a preseason. He was the first player off the bench in the preseason this game, right? He put up 14 shots. He didn't make a lot of them, but he was knocking them down. At a stretch, I think he hit 2 threes in a row, and then he actually hit 3 out of the 14 shots he took. But he's a gunner, and they asked him about those. Now they asked him basketball questions. Well, hey, tell me about those 14 shots, man, that you missed. And his answer was a Kobe-ish type answer, right? But not only did they ask him about the game, remember they didn't ask Bronny any questions about the game. It was all about getting on the floor, and I'm pretty sure he's annoyed by it. He's annoyed by it. It's already bad that he knows if it wasn't for my dad pulling strings, I wouldn't have gotten on the Lakers. I wouldn't have gotten drafted. I probably would have been able to come and just sign as a free agent, cool, but I would have never got the feeling of getting my name called. I know this was all my dad, right? So he's already got to deal with that issue mentally, and he's got to be reminded of this every time he does a press conference, because no one's asking me about my game. I haven't had a good game yet, Summer League, USC, or in the preseason. He hasn't seen a good game since he came to high school, and he had to wait for his senior year for that. Right? So you got to wait to your senior year to have a great game. You didn't have any good or great games in college, no good games, not even no average games in the summer league, and so far 2 games in the preseason, no average or good games either. All bad, going all the way back to high school, right? But we got to remind him that every single time, because we're not going to ask you about the game. We're going to act like that didn't exist. We're going to act like it didn't exist. But listen to the question that they asked Max Christie.
You're still just 21. Bronny turned 20 today, and just kind of thinking of that moment of having LeBron out there still playing at that level. What was it like to just be around that within the context of everything else?
Yeah, it was super cool to see them both share the floor together. I think there was a call, and they were both kind of by our bench. It was pretty cool, kind of just to see them pretty close to each other wearing the same jersey. So that was a pretty surreal moment for me, kind of taking that in. And I'm sure it was even more surreal for both of them. So it was pretty cool.
Max, JJ said that you're like the most mature 21-year-old that.
So they asking him questions about Bronny. He's 21. He's trying to earn minutes as well. Why when he finally gets called, we don't remember hearing any questions being asked of Max Christie last year before last. Right. So when he finally get that feeling of, oh man, I get to get off the bench. I'm the first one off the bench. Not Dalton Connect, not whoever else came off the bench, not Rory. Max Christie was someone that came off the bench first. That means they're thinking of him of being a rotational guy. And he's been getting groomed in that locker room and in that franchise for 2 years. And he's finally getting at the podium. And you ask him about freaking Bronny and LeBron James. How did it feel for you to be around that? You're 21, Bronny's 20. How does it feel to be around that? Ma'am, I'm trying to make sure this dude don't get off the bench. I got to outplay this dude. Because if it's equal, I already know I'm the odd man out. You got to significantly, if you're playing a wing, point guard, shooting guard, you have to significantly outperform Bronny to keep him on the bench. Because if it's anywhere close, LeBron and JJ Redick can make it happen. I mean, it has to be so obvious that he doesn't deserve to be out there for Max Christie to get the minutes that he wants. And that goes for anybody else as well. Right? As much as Dalton Connect has been balling, as much as they probably like him, man, if Bron started playing just as well as Dalton Connect, he can kiss his minutes goodbye. And that's real, and that's going to cause the problem, right? The fact that they want us to be so amazed by the fact that there's a father-son duo in the NBA, I'm not buying it, because the first time you land on the moon, that's special. The second time, we can care less, right? So I think Ken Griffey and his dad was the first moon landing. We've already seen the father-son connection. And the good thing about that is that Ken Griffey was actually better than his dad. So it was a joy to watch someone that was a prodigy get on the field with his dad and also be ready. Also be very good. Also get drafted because he was the best coming out that year. And had the career that he had. Like, that makes sense. That's the first moon landing. Ken Griffey and his dad was the first moon landing. Now they, another country is like, well, we go up there and put our flag up there too. The Ken Griffey junior and senior flag is already on the moon. The Lakers and the NBA and the LeBron James media want us to ignore that flag and just put a new flag of Bronny and Bron James there, and it's not as impressive. And it's not first. Bronny is not as impressive as Ken Griffey Jr. They were second, and it was forced, and we got the right to say we don't like it. We don't want, like if I wanted to pick a story, this is not the story I would pick to watch. If they're saying, hey, if this was a movie script, dad, works behind the scene to get his son that doesn't deserve it on the Lakers coming out in June, PG-13. I'm good. But you tell me, hey, man, his son work hard, way better than his dad. How did he get this good? He's a prodigy. Yeah, I want to see that, man. What is the dad doing because if I got kids and I want, it was good to see how Serena and Venus' dad worked them to get them this good. It was good to see and hear stories about how did Tiger Woods get so good? What was his dad doing with him? His dad had him here, boom. He's a prodigy. It was good to hear. I'm not gonna say good to hear, but it's a good story of how Joe Jackson got the Jackson 5 and Michael Jackson ready. Like, man, it's a strict dad, man. He got them working, like, because when we got kids, we thinking, man, I want to work my kids like that, but I don't want to make the mistakes Joe Jackson did. I don't want to beat my kid. I don't want to put them in Hollywood when they too young and they, and they turn around and start making songs about Dirty Diana, because who knows what Dirty Diana did to Mike, right? So, I mean, I'm not saying that type of stuff is desirable. What I'm saying is, when you see a dad that get their kid from age 4, 5, 6 and already got them out there working, that's motivation. And then that kid turned into a prodigy like Michael Jackson, Ken Griffey Jr., Tiger Woods, Venus and Serena. Like, that's, Peyton Manning. Like, we like those type of stories. Tell us that. But nobody wants to hear the story of the kid's not ready, and the dad was great and was a prodigy, and he used his influence to get his kid at this prestigious high school, which he didn't outperform anybody at that high school, and then he used his pull to get him ranked All-American McDonald's game as well. Then he gets to USC and couldn't even outperform Quincy McCall from the movie Love and Basketball at USC. At least Quincy McCall got USC to the daggone to the Final Four or something, right? And then Quincy McCall actually got drafted by the Lakers. Bronny James didn't. LeBron James orchestrated that as well. Like, everything that he has gotten has been given him. I don't want to see that movie, So and we got the right to not want to sit back and watch this, and we got the right for people not to sit here and lie to us and tell us that he earned it. Here's JJ Redick first talking about some nonsense about what he wanted to see from their offense, and then he's gonna get into talking about Bronny James earned this.
Last game, you mentioned that there were too many floaters, and it seemed like there was quite a big adjustment from last game to this game. How do you feel the team makes those adjustments in general?
Again, screening was something that I really emphasized, and I thought in the first half we did a good job screening. That allowed us to get some layups. It allowed us to get some threes. It allowed us to get some overreactions to the basketball. To be clear, I'm okay with paint twos in any facet. I don't think you want to live on a diet of 10 to 15 floaters a game, particularly if you don't have Jalen Brunson on your team. So, if you look at it, for us and our group to take 43s in the game, that's promising. It's promising. We can get it up to 50, hopefully, but 40 is good.
That's horrible. He won't 53s a game. That's horrible, man. That is horrible. He won't 53s a game, and based on analytics, he think they shot too many floaters. I wish a coach would tell me that he don't want floaters. Too many floaters? What if they went in? It's still too many. We don't want floaters. He said, I don't mind twos at the rim, but the floaters, don't care for those. Threes or layups at the rim. That's what he wants. That's going to, Laker fans, I hope it's some Laker fans in here. You heard this. 53s a game, not that many floaters, and layups at the rim. That's what he wants. That's what he wants, analytics guy. And the crazy thing is, if that's what he wants, you must ain't go put Bronny in the game at all, because he can't give you that three. Don't think he can give you them layups either. This is insane. That's what he wants. But listen to the rest of this, Cap.
JJ, I know it was within the flow of the game. It made sense in that moment. But just as a coach, as a father, as somebody who's been around the game, like, what were your feelings just seeing LeBron and his son on the court together?
I'm thrilled that I get to be a part of this. I really am. I've said that a few times.
it's cool as a basketball fan. I think it speaks to LeBron's certainly longevity, but also his competitive stamina, that he's able to still be doing this in year 22. It speaks to the work that Bronny has put in to get to this point. And really just the fatherly care and love, and certainly the motherly care from Savannah as well. Bronny's, he's such a great kid, and he's a pleasure to be around. I was really hoping that wing 3 on the little side DHO had gone in. That would have been a cool moment, but they'll have a lot of moments together, I'm sure.
So, and this is the problem I have, right? First and foremost, when you're speaking, most people, if they mention one thing, they elaborate on it a little bit, so when you come in and say something like, watching Bronny get on the floor with LeBron, it speaks to the longevity of LeBron. Yes, that's obvious. He played for a long time. In order to play with your son, you gotta be durable for a long time to make that happen, right? But number 2, the kid got to get to the league as well, right? The kids got to get to the league, so they got to put in work as well. So he's saying it speaks to the work that Bronny has put in as well. It really doesn't speak to the work that Bronny has put in, because we all have admitted that he's there because LeBron got him there. Like he didn't put no different work in that I put in high school. I played basketball every day. Now, I probably didn't have trainers like Bronny, right? But I played ball every day for a long time, right? So the only difference is, he probably put in some work with some trainers. We don't know how much work he put in, but I'm willing to say he put in some work, but I don't think it's no different from anyone else, right? So what my point of saying it is that we know that the bulk of the work that got put in to get him there was the work that LeBron put in to pull strings behind the scene. I got him the Sierra Canyon. I got him McDonald's All-American. I got him the USC. I got him drafted. I got him a full a guaranteed contract. And I got him a coach that's going to put him in the game that believes in him. Like, he did a lot of things. I got him to LA. I got him drafted. He heard his name called. Got him McDonald's All-American. Got him to USC. Got him to Sierra Canyon. And I got him a coach that's gonna play him and it's gonna be with the nonsense. That is a lot. That's more work than what Bronny did by just playing basketball. Because playing basketball is fun. That's not even really work. You get better at it and it's fun. It's not work, really. The work was done by LeBron behind the scenes. That's the work. So for JJ to Redick to be like, the work that Bronny put in, that's a testament of them getting on the court together, I disagree. But what I would like for him to, anybody that say that LeBron and Bronny put the work in to make that happen, I want you to tell me what work Bronny did to do it and hear how silly you sound. And that's the reason why JJ Redick didn't elaborate on it. He just said, all he said is that it's a testament to the work that Bronny put in, but he didn't elaborate and say this is what he did. The this, the that. Now, he didn't say that. He said the work that he put in, and then he started talking about how good of a kid he was and how Savannah raised him right and all that stuff, because nothing came to mind. He drew a blank when he said that false statement. He drew a blank, and then he immediately went to the other things that he can say good about this kid, which is sad, man, because people can see through that. And why the heck did Bronny have to go through that, man? Like, this is go in horribly, man. And I hope it doesn't, man, but good Lord. I mean, this is insane, man. So what I'm going to do right now is I got one more soundbite I want to play before I open the phone lines up, and we can all talk about this. But just to top it off, and no Diddy on that, but just to put a cherry on top, you get Stephen A. Smith and you get Shannon Sharp, and they are on their show, and they're gonna operate for because everyone is orchestrating and doing work for this whole thing to work, right? So LeBron did what he did. JJ Redick's doing what he's doing. Jenny Buss is doing what he's doing. Now the media has to condition everyone's mind to be okay with this whole thing. And there's going to be people like Stephen A. Smith and Shannon Sharp that's going to be out there trying to explain to you why this is such a great deal and a great thing so we can all love it when it happens, right? And ignore how foul it was for them to actually do this. And anyone who's going to speak against it, they're going to operate as bullies to shame you or guilt you into not voicing your opinion. Here's them doing just that.
Probably be there, though, but I will say this. I just want to take a moment to say this in all seriousness. You know, we could talk about how surreal the moment is. I've been very disgusted at the cynics out there who've gotten at LeBron about this. I want to remind everybody who we're talking about here. We're talking about somebody where you can make a legitimate argument. There is no one who has done more for the game of basketball in the modern era. Yes, I could be critical about some jump shooting. I could be critical about him having a podcast when he knows his coach is on a hot seat and stuff like that. But make no mistake about it, I don't slip when it comes to recognizing A, his greatness, and B, what he has meant for the game of basketball. He's earned the right to facilitate his son being a teammate of his. The Golden State Warriors, as recently reported, was considering taking Bronny James, but out of respect to LeBron James and his wishes, didn't do so, according to the reports, which is why he ended up going number 55 to the Los Angeles Lakers. Let's understand that while Bronny has a lot to prove, and we're wishing him nothing but the best and all the luck in the world, LeBron James has earned the right to have the kind of cachet that could manipulate the proceedings to such a degree. This man is one of the top 2-3 greatest players in the history of basketball, without question. But what he has done as an ambassador of the game, he's earned the right to have himself in this situation for his son to be on that basketball court with him. If it was somebody else, we wouldn't be saying it. Let's make sure we say that about LeBron James. He deserves this. He's earned it. He's done that much for the game.
Stephen A. We see it all the time in coaching. We see it all the time in front offices.
Yeah.
They do it all the time. They got 3-4 of their sons in coaching. They got 3 or 4 of their family members in the front office, and we don't bat an eye. Now all of a sudden, for the first time in NBA history, oh man, it's nepotism. Half the corporations is nepotism. They got family members working. We go.
Welcome now.
All right, so let's address the Stephen A. Smith part of saying that LeBron has earned the right, because he's done so much for the league, that he's earned the right to just orchestrate this. And these are the words that he used. He said, facilitate Bronny getting on the team and manipulate Bronny getting on the team. Those are the 2 words he chose to use. Facilitate and manipulate. So he's not leaving any room for interpretation. He's letting you know that we know, and we're admitting on national TV, that LeBron facilitated and manipulated the whole ordeal of Bronny getting drafted by the Lakers. We all know that. So no one is in denial about that. We've all admitting that this was all Bronny. So when JJ Redick comes to the podium and keeps saying that Bronny earned it, you can also just refer him to everyone else who is admitting on national TV that we know he didn't earn it. But what they want us to believe is that it's okay for Bron to do it this way because he's earned the right to do it. All right, so if we're not arguing the fact that LeBron actually manipulated this, then I'm cool with it. We can at least meet on that ground. We know that LeBron manipulated this. All right, so we're not even debating that. What the debate is does he have a right to do it? And sure, he got the right to do it, right? If Jeannie Buss owns the team and Jeannie Buss is okay with it, he can go to Jeannie Buss and say, I want this done. Then great, he's earned the right. I agree with Stephen that he earned the right to do it if Jeannie Buss is going to allow him to do it. Now, this is what the part I don't like. No one has the right to tell people how to feel about it. Right. So if you're going to say that he earns the right to manipulate his son into getting a roster spot and a guaranteed contract and a coach that's going to utilize him, cool. He earned that right. But we earned the right with not earned. We were born with the right to have our own freaking opinion about it. And if we voice our opinion about it, you can't get on ESPN and try to bully us out of our opinion by telling us that we're this or we're that or we're hating or we got a problem with nepotism all of a sudden and all that stuff. No, you can't do that. So now let's get the Shannon Sharp part about they've been doing it for forever. It's been nepotism forever. Coaches have got their sons on the team and all that. It's a totally different thing. It's a totally different thing. And Shannon Sharp knows it's different. He knows it's different. So comparing getting a coach on there, first of all, no one, I don't think no one would have an issue if LeBron James bought the Las Vegas expansion team and gave Bronny a job in the front office, gave Bronny a job as a scout, gave Bronny a job as an agent on the Clutch Sports, right? It don't matter what it is. If LeBron owns a team, he can give his son whatever the heck he wants, just like Mr. Buss can give his daughter his franchise. That's how that's not nepotism. That means I own this squad. If LeBron was a coach of a team and he said, I'm going to hire my son, okay, cool. That means you about to train him. I get it, right? You can hire staff. Hiring staff and having someone get in almost a competition to get drafted. Like you got to earn this. I can just, if you cannot be qualified and I can still hire you as a coach. We just seen JJ Redick do it. He just got hired. He's not qualified, right? That's fine. That's cool. That happens a lot. But saying that I'm going to get him drafted because he wants to hear his name called, and I'm going to get this coach fired, and I'm going to interview for 9 episodes on the podcast this coach that I think will be good for him, that's going to agree, hey, look, man, I can get you into the Lakers, but I'm telling you this, my son need to get drafted. My son need to be on the floor with me as well. Are you cool with that? Oh, I'm cool with that. If you get me the job, I'm cool with that. All right, cool. Ham's out. Redick is in. My son's getting drafted. Now, Rob Pelinka, the final step in this is that guaranteed contract. Like all of that getting orchestrated is totally different from me hiring my son on my coaching staff. He might be film room guy. He might be the ball guy, whatever the case may be, but I'm just getting him on here. I'm training him and he's going to learn. This is all stuff in your head that anyone can learn unless you have some type of disability. But for the most part, you can learn this stuff. But to say, hey, look, based on athleticism and physical ability and experience and all this stuff, we're only taking 50 of the best guys in the draft. And for some of these guys, this money might be generational wealth for them. And for you to say, my son is so important, and it's way more important for him to hear his name called than some kid that could change his whole family dynamic. I'm going to take that opportunity away from a potential kid that was like me, because my son want to hear his name called, even though I can get him on the team without him getting his name called. I'm still going to force him to get his name called, force a coach in here that's going to utilize him, get the GM to sign him to a guaranteed contract, and I want him on the floor with me because we got to make this history, baby, for my legacy. And my whole squad for 82 games is going to have to deal with all the circus of it. The questions at the podium, post-game, pre-game, all of that stuff. And you got to lie. Anthony Davis had to come out here and say he was impressed by Bronny James and his presser. How could you, what was you impressed by? So that's where my mind is at with it. Phone lines are open. Let's get y'all in here. And let's see what y'all think about this whole situation. Because I think it stinks to high hell. It stinks to high hell. Caller from Wisconsin. What's going on? How you doing?
What up, bro?
What's good?
It's T-Ray, man. How you feeling, man?
T-Ray, what's up, big dog?
Oh, just chilling, man. Just sit back watching this whole shit show unfold, man. It's pretty embarrassing to have to even talk about this, man, to be honest with you, man. I've been watching basketball, I've been a Lakers fan. I was a Lakers fan, man, since like 82. And to see the levels of which this franchise has fallen and playing victim to all these narratives and all this empty propaganda is just sickening. I don't see this kid. Long term, it could affect his psyche because he's nowhere near ready to be on the NBA court. He don't have any intangibles. He don't ain't like he got long arms or quick speed or any raw instincts that's gonna get him over the top. And he's gonna be fooled on a nightly basis. And like you said, once you had a moment on the court with your father, then what? What, they just gonna stop playing and let him sit on the bench? They gonna send him to the G League? I don't see them sending him to the G League because he's gonna get ate up in the G League. And then how do you justify calling him back up?
Sheesh.
You know what I'm saying? This is it's a joke, man, and I'm sick of it. I compare it to the Democrats putting Kamala Harris out on Front Street and she didn't have to go through the DNC. You just bypassing all the levels, put this person out here and expect people with common sense to go along with this. Like, come on, man. I mean, it is some dumb people in the world, but not everybody is. This is a joke. You know what I'm saying? This is pathetic, man.
How dumb they want us to be, though?
How dumb do you want us to be, and how far along do you got to go along? You know what I'm saying?
Sheesh.
Yeah, bro. So that's where I'm at with it, man. I'm just sick of stupidity. I'm sick of people that know better, not saying better. Like AD being a beta, he being the worst type of individual possible. A guy in his prime that's sitting back, allowing this to go down on his watch.
Sheesh, man. You think he'll figure it out this season? I mean, first of all, do you think he go see some real action this season?
Well, I got a running bet with some of my buddies. I don't think he's gonna score 40 points total this season. That's where I'm at with it. I got $100 with two different people. I don't think he's gonna get 40 points total this season, and that's just where I'm at with it. He don't have. What does he have? What does he bring to the table, man? Besides being a sideshow,
man.
This is a well-paid mascot.
They look. T-Ray, they went about this the wrong way, right? Because I really want to get behind this story and love it for Bronny. Like, I want to love this for Bronny, right? But if you're being real about it, 100% it's not about Bronny, right? It's all about LeBron. Yeah. I don't even think Bronny is asking for this. This is all about LeBron, and he wants this story because it's for his storybook. Like if everyone had a book of their whole life, this story goes in LeBron's book, not Bronny's.
Exactly.
This goes in his book. This is his legacy.
He won't allow this kid to be a kid. I think honestly he'd rather be a gamer. He
probably would. And look, and he won't let his son look. His son has a legacy that he wants to build on his own. And it ain't the book hasn't started yet because he's still trying to finish Bron's book. He's still trying to finish his dad's book out, his dad's legacy. This is the final cherry on top for his dad's legacy. We don't know what Bronny's legacy is yet.
We have no clue. We don't know if he might have wanted to be the second coming of Rich Paul. He might want. There's a lot of other things he could deal with his life besides being put on Front Street and taking these darts because we all know he ain't ready, and he'll never. I don't think he'll ever be ready because you got to think about it. He's been around NBA players, the creme de la creme, his entire life, and for him to not have simple basketball instincts on where to be, how to play the pick and roll, how to keep your ball to the baseline and watch your man ball situation, he don't know how to do none of that. His spacing on the floor is bad. He brings nothing to the table, man. And it's bad that I got to sit up here. Yeah, you say I'm hating, But tell me I'm lying. Tell me I'm lying.
You ain't lied about nothing.
Okay, that's what I'm saying. I'm not lying. I know basketball. You can't pee on me and tell me it's raining. You know what I'm saying?
and that's what Stephen A. Smith and Shannon Sharp gonna be doing all season. That's what they be doing with Caitlin Clark, and they gonna be doing it all season for the Lakers and LeBron and Bronny. And then why they doing it on one end, peeing on you and tell you it's raining, on the other end, for the people who got an umbrella on and dodging all the pee and calling it out, they're going to be using shaming tactics on them and shouting on them and all this crazy stuff and inviting people with their opinion so they can shout on them just so they can bully them into not having that opinion anymore. So, man, I appreciate the call, man. Let me get some other people in here, man. Thanks for the call, T-Ray.
All right, man. I'll take it easy.
All right, bro. Yep. All right, let's get let me see this comment. Sports C, you said, oh no, they having a riff in the comment section. My bad. I thought that was for me, Sports. Caller from Washington State. What's your thoughts?
Man, here y'all go again, man. That's with Bronny, man. Y'all need to stop that.
Shoot. Well, how we messing with Bronny? What I say about Bronny?
Y'all talking about he don't bring nothing to the table. Man, one thing, he gonna bring eyeballs to the Lakers that they shouldn't have had in the past 4-5 years because they've been looking like trash. But he gonna bring out. It was a business decision. That's why they brought him, man. We know that. You know
what it do for the business. So we can agree that so what percentage of basketball decision was it to draft Bronny?
What was the first thing Mike Palenko said when he sat down at the podium? He said, "It's good that we made a draft pick that was going to do what? It was make part of history." He said that was the first thing he said. He ain't like he lied to you. First thing he said.
Sheesh.
Then they came back and said that he was going to be what? A project.
Okay.
What you do with a project? You don't want nothing from a project month 1, month 2, month 3. You want a project is for future, it's for going down the line. Now, if that project works or not is to be determined.
Okay.
We don't know if it's gonna work. We don't know if he's gonna be good. We don't know all we know is what we see now. And for what I see now, I see somebody who I'm giving him an excuse for that heart surgery last year. I'm giving him that because, like you said yourself, you play basketball every day. And if you know one thing about playing basketball every day, if you go through anything like that, a broke leg or any things that's not even that serious as a heart transplant, you have to build your body back up.
Well, he didn't have a transplant.
Well, you know what I'm saying. He had the problem. He basically died, and they revived him basically while playing basketball. So, if you have an experience like that, I'm just saying. Would
you put your son back on the court in that situation if he had a situation like that and you was already a billionaire and you about to buy an NBA team? You know Bronny's smart. When you hear him talk, he's a smart kid, got a good head on his shoulders. I would follow him if he was a leader. I think he's a leader. I like Bronny. You don't think he can use that big brain of his to even do better than Rich Paul is doing? I mean, could he have given a company like Clutch Sports to his son Bronny? Could Bronny work under Rich Paul and become the next Rich Paul, or could he work in the front office on the team he about to buy when he retire? Like this is my thing with dads in the NBA. Melo came in the same year as LeBron, and Melo can still play. Now, he could have had this same dream. I want to play on the same floor with my son. Melo's son is actually really, really good. Melo could be on the roster right now if he wanted to. Do you know why Melo retired? Number one, because no team was going to let him be Melo again. So he knew he was going to have to accept some type of role of 3-and-D guy and just shoot threes all day, catch and shoot, whatever, right? But the second part of it, his son was coming up on that time where he would benefit more from his dad being retired and being in the lab with him in the gym, working on his game more than he would benefit from his dad's money and still playing, or his dad's influence by getting him drafted on the team. So he retired, and he's been, you can see the videos. He's putting in freaking work with his freaking son. He's putting in crazy level of work with his son, and it's paying dividends. So more than the dream of I want this for my legacy to do what Ken Griffey and his dad did and play on the same court with my son, I'm gonna make sure my son is one of the best players that's out. And that's exactly what he did. LeBron didn't, because he selfishly still wanted Kareem's scoring title. He still wanted to try to catch Kobe or Mike with rings, and he wanted to play on the same court with his son. He could have been retired and working with his son every single day like Melo was.
Okay.
So
All
now if Bronny has the heart issue, my whole if that was his plan, was to play with his son, as soon as he had that heart issue, my whole plan changes. I retire the next year, and then I go right into buying my daggone team, and then my son roll right into that in a front office job, because debt turns billionaires and turns their kids into billionaires. As soon as Jenny Buss's dad passed away, Jenny Buss became a billionaire. Right? Because there was a business that was still making money called the LA Lakers. When LeBron passed, the money that he made is going to go to his family, and they're going to have to spend the rest of that for the rest of their life, for a couple of generations. And then what? The Lakers will still be making money, and Jenny Buss kids or nephews will have the Lakers. What does LeBron go pass down? So he should have been thinking like that. Go get the team. Go get the Vegas team. Put your son in the front office. That'd be dope. A team owner and a son, that'd be dope. Michael Jordan didn't even do that. He didn't give his son no job. That'd be dope. What's your thoughts?
Okay, so look, this is the same guy who told you, man, that the Sky was in trouble, and then what happened? 2 days after we had this conversation, they fired their head coach. I'm just going by what I see. I'm gonna ask you a question. Just ask you one question. Has Bronny came out publicly and said, "I do not want to play basketball"?
Yes.
When did he say that?
When you look at his face.
So out his mouth, the words has not formed to say, "I don't want to play basketball."
No.
Okay, then. So we can't assume that LeBron is pushing him.
Hold on, we can assume that. That's what an assumption is. We don't know for a fact, but this is my assumption. An educated guess. So we can assume that. We definitely can assume it. You agree?
Yeah, but assuming doesn't make it fact.
It doesn't. You're right.
You're right. Opinion and a fact. Like, if he came out and said, "I don't want to play basketball," then okay, and then we could say, "Okay, LeBron, you're pushing him. You're doing it. Like you're setting your son up for failure." He has not said any of this. So
I agree with you.
He's down with the play. If you ask me, he down with the play.
Well, it don't matter if he's down with the play. That don't change. That don't change what I said.
No, but what I'm saying is, who else in that they could have picked up in that draft that would have gave them attention?
But you're not listening to what I'm saying. What I'm saying is, this is a legacy move for LeBron personally. This has nothing to do with his son's legacy. And the reason why I was giving you the comparison of Carmelo calling it quits so he can work with his son on a daily basis. Him and his son's mom not even married no more. And he said, "Man, bump that. I'm done. This grind ain't even worth it no more. I don't need the money. My son needs my time more than anything. So instead of me trying to stay in long enough so I can make history, let me go and make sure that my son, by the time he get to the league, he can stay in the league as a great player, versus I have to stick around to work behind the scenes to make sure he can get a roster spot." Which one would you rather want? Would you want your son to actually be ready and be a lottery pick, or do you want to have to convince everyone by using your leverage as a player to get your son drafted?
I want my son to come out balling.
Thank you.
One thing you said though, you said that Carmelo stopped playing the game because he wanted to play like he was, like he couldn't play like he was, correct?
That's an assumption as well.
LeBron is still playing like that. LeBron is still playing as the number one option.
Yeah, but even that's orchestrated.
So they're in two different situations.
No, but even that's orchestrated. Even that's orchestrated. Like LeBron has used leverage to make that happen. Do you really think LeBron is really still a number one option? Even that's orchestrated. All of these are drug deals. Like if you really wanted to win in LA, the first thing that you wanted to do is make sure that you build a team around Anthony Davis and build an offense around Anthony Davis. But the reason why you won't do that is because LeBron's gravity and his influence and his leverage won't allow you to do it. It won't allow a coach to do that. A coach can't even put in a system that's not the LeBron system. So you have to play his system, and AD and everyone else just have to be okay with it. Like Westbrook couldn't even come out there and play point guard with the Lakers. They almost ended his career. D Rose, when he came to Cleveland, career ended. Ain't been the same since. Isaiah Thomas, when he went to Cleveland, done. Like point guards go play with LeBron to die. Post players go play with LeBron to die. He will make you look bad because he's going to make you play the style that makes him look good. So, so he's not legitimately a number one. He forced himself in the number one position. What 40-year-old supposed to be a number one on a championship team or contender? That don't even make sense.
Look, no, okay. That's if you consider Los Angeles a championship team, which I don't. Look, I think MJ is the GOAT. That's me personally. But I have to understand that you can't just put it's a bunch of teams that'll take LeBron right now at 40. I can't knock the fact that he's still playing at a decent level. I mean, at a high level. I can't knock that, even if I'm not a LeBron James fan.
Yeah, I'm not knocking it either. I'm not knocking it either. But Melo was playing at a higher level than LeBron. But Melo didn't have an offense. So he was on the Lakers with him, and LeBron. I mean, Carmelo players is as good as Carmelo got punished around LeBron because he can shoot. Because LeBron can't shoot, we got to give him the ball and let him play point guard. Because Melo can shoot, you got to be a catch and shoot player and spread the floor for LeBron. How's that fair? Anthony Davis, because he can shoot, he has to spread the floor for LeBron and play at the three-point line, even though he's a monster in the post. But you can't be in the post when LeBron has the ball because he needs the paint wide open. So because everybody that can shoot gets punished around LeBron because we're going to put you at the three-point line, give LeBron the ball. And LeBron, by having deficiencies in his game, not being a great shooter, he gets the ball in his hand the whole game and dictate everything because he has deficiencies. How's that fair? How's the player with the least amount of flaws the guy that got to adjust to LeBron and not vice versa?
See, this is the whole thing they do with LeBron. Yeah, LeBron plays GM. Of course, we understand he sets it up for his strengths. We understand that. But he also showed that setting it up like that, he can win.
With a super team. With a super team.
Yeah. With a super team.
Yeah, who can't win with a super team?
But he shows he can win.
Yeah, but who can't win with a super team? But who can't win with a super team though?
I didn't say that anybody can't win with a super team. I just seen KD not be able to win with a super team with Bradley Beal and D Book.
Well, that was a super team?
When they first put them names on the paper, it was a super team.
You think so?
Until we seen it wasn't working. When they put Paul George and Kawhi Leonard together, we thought it was going to be going down. Then they bring in Westbrook and James Harden and
those not super teams to me though.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, those not super teams. Super team to me is a super team to me is three superstars in their prime on the same squad. So if you're not if you're not in your prime and you're not a superstar, then you don't contribute to creating a super team. If you're a super,
he had one with the Heat.
Yeah, he had one with the Heat.
One with the Cavs.
And that was borderline because it's debatable whether Kevin Love was a superstar or not. So definitely a super team with the Heat, with the Cavs, borderline. I think that's a fringe super team. I like if someone said it wasn't a super team, I wouldn't debate it.
How much did Kevin Love average the year before he got there?
I mean, he was playing like a superstar. I mean, I give it to him. He was playing like a superstar.
Okay, then. So once he got to the team, you saying it's not a super team because he still couldn't give you 24 and 12?
No. What I'm saying is, I would count. I would say Kevin Love was a borderline superstar, but I would not debate someone that said that he wasn't. because it was that close. So if you say that he wasn't a superstar, then the Cavs, by my definition, was not a super team. If you say Kevin Love was a superstar, then by my definition, the Cavs were a super team. If that makes sense.
Okay. Then the one thing you said about Anthony Davis, he gave Anthony Davis the keys 2 or 3 times. You cannot force the man to take it. I don't even want to give it. I don't want to give it to somebody who don't want it, and I don't want to give it to somebody who 7 foot tall and don't want to play center, man. He wants to, but which would make them a better team if they moved him to a power forward, let LeBron play small, and then that's why they try to get Valanciunas. That was the first person they tried to get.
Well,
that would make them a better team.
Well, I feel you on that.
He don't want to be the big man.
I feel you on that. But the fact remains that by design and by orchestration, not legitimately, LeBron is still the number 1 in the Lakers. But if you really was trying to build a team of current players right now, you'll be a damn fool to say I want to pick my number 1 to be LeBron. It's probably 15 guys you'll pick before LeBron.
No, I get what you're saying. How many teams is in the NBA, my brother?
30, 28, I don't know.
Okay. So out of those 30-some teams, how many can LeBron be the number 1 option for, and it'd be a nice winning team?
A nice winning team? Hold on.
A winning team.
A winning team.
A
playoff team. If he's the number 1, I mean, it depends. If he's the number 1?
If he's the number 1, and then I'm going to fit somebody in there to make him number 2, and say, hold on, that's going to be my argument the whole time.
Yeah, that's
LeBron being the number 1 option is not the most horrible thing you can have as a team in the NBA.
Yeah, but he's really not the number 1 option though. AD is. If I need it's, man, long story. But anyway, man, I thank you for the call, bro. Let me get 1 or 2 more calls in here, then we'll move to the next topic.
All right, man. Nice hollering with you, man.
All right, thanks. Yep. All right, let's get 1 more call in here. Make people change their smoke detectors before. My brother Greg, what's good, brother?
What's going on, man? Hey, look, you posed the question. You said, how do we know that Bronny doesn't want to play in the NBA? And that answer is simple. Man, just look at his hair. He don't even get his braids done, bro. He be coming to the game looking homeless, bro. And it ain't even one of them type of situations where you grinding it out and you like, all right, I'm on my grind. I'm about to play how I feel. No, Bronny play like he got marbles in his shoes, bro.
Not marbles, man. God.
Marbles, man. First of all, he looks slow. He be a step slow. He be out of position. But look, I was calling you to tell you, look, last week, and rest in peace to who was that? Earl Jones that played on
Good Time
Coming to America.
James Earl Jones, yeah, and John Amos from.
Yeah, both of them passed away. So look, as I was watching the movie on TNT, I said, man, this is the Lakers season. All right, so LeBron is Prince Joffrey, right?
Yeah.
And his son wants to be in the NBA. So, you know what I'm saying? So his son is Prince Hakeem. So he sent him off to the Americas or whatever. And he got Rich Paul following him around or whatever. So he playing a role of Semi. So look, I'm telling you, like, man, this is so scripted, man. This ain't nothing but Coming to America, man. This ain't Space Jam 3, man. This is Coming to America now.
It ain't Love and Basketball?
No, it ain't none of that, bro. This is Coming to America, man, because it's a comedy, man. Like, you can't do nothing but laugh, bro. So look, he sent him down. He sent him down here, man. LeBron, I don't even think he want to be in the NBA, bro. All he want to do is find him a gamer chick. That's all he want to do is just find him a gamer chick or whatever. So this has nothing to do with basketball. This has to do with Bronny James finding him a gamer chick. But the boy can't play. I mean, let's just call it what it is. The boy can't play.
He you know, when you buying a house and you see that house and it's just, yeah, but the real estate agent, but it's got good bones. Like this house was
got
built.
good bones.
Yeah, he got good bones, man. He can jump, he can run, man. He got a athletic build. You know, he's got good bones, man.
But we can't even say he got good bones because he got a bad furnace. Did he have hard shoes in college? Come on, man! Like we gotta quit. We gotta quit making excuses for the kid. Look, he can't play, but it's all good. Like I ain't got nothing. I'm not hating or nothing like this because I'm actually enjoying all of this. And the part that I'm enjoying is from the time that they announced that JJ was in contention to be the Lakers head coach. I said they done sold they soul.
Lord have
and if
mercy.
they done sold they soul, it's just gonna be. Look, the NBA needs to change it to the NBE, National Basketball Entertainment, because this is about to be the most entertaining basketball season of all time, all storylines. I'm not even sure who's good anymore because I'm so caught up in the storyline.
That's true. It's a soap opera, man. And look, I got a couple of topics on that coming up, man. Put a one in the chat if y'all want me and Greg to start this Lakers channel. You know, because I think I need a whole separate channel just for Lakers stuff, man. Because this jump about to be unreal.
Oh, you can't even make some of this stuff. And props to LeBron. I give it to LeBron because LeBron be lying every time he's talking, but he gives you so much content or whatever. Talking about what did he say? What did he say? You played a clip earlier. He was like, "Oh, I don't like these young guys give me energy. These young guys, I give them energy. LeBron, you don't even get back on defense.
Exactly.
How you giving somebody energy?
That was crazy when he said that. That was insane.
Man.
That was insane,
man. But I'll take your comments off the air, man. I'm enjoying the show, and we got a few new fellas in the chat game banging. Y'all get a quick game banging in the chat and call in.
Call the show, man, and give us a good conversation. And if you disagree, man, let me know where I'm wrong at, man. I would love to hear. All right, bro.
All right, man. I'm hollering.
Yeah. World Breaker. You definitely need to call in, World Breaker. This is the last call I'm taking until I get to the next topic, unless it's a really good call. Here we go, Mississippi. Caller from Mississippi, man. What's your thoughts?
What's up with it, man? Hey.
What's up?
Nah, I mean, listen to your show now.
Yeah.
I respect your basketball now.
Okay.
Come on now.
Okay.
Don't talk about what's the Westbrook and point guard. Come on, man. You be manipulating your non-basketball thing, your crowd. Cause you got a crowd down there don't really know. But I be knowing you know how to work it now. Russell Westbrook and point guard, oh bad. Leave that alone.
Man, I talk for a whole hour. You know, that's your only gripe.
Because I know you know better. I'm like, hold on. I really ain't had no trouble. And I know you don't even, you believe it, but I know that you know. That's all I'm going to say with that. But for the most part, I can't even disagree with what you've been saying today. I would say that I see, like you just said last call, I see some stuff with Bronny. I see he got something. Now, if I'm going to give y'all this, if I got to call him, if he get sufficient minutes, I got y'all got us. What y'all say absolutely true. If he get minutes this season in the league, y'all got it. But if he's the 15 man on the bench and he's going back to the G League coming up, then we was too hard on him. But I see the athleticism, like you said, and I see a good jumper. Okay, I'm gonna ask you because when you can shoot without the pressure. And in the game, you short on the shots. What that mean, man?
Legs.
Your leg, you ain't there. You ain't got it. He ain't. So he not ready now. But I see the form. I see a nice form.
Yeah.
But I don't think he ready at all. I was like, damn, you gotta give him. Because if he was cool now, I'd say, which he ain't good now. I'm not saying he good, but I see something. Like you said, I see something.
No, he good.
He's not ready.
He good. It's just everybody else is better. He's not ready for this level of competition yet. He's a good player. He can play. He's just not, he wasn't ready for college yet. You know, so to bring somebody out who wasn't ready for college and try to make them learn on the fly and get ready for the pros, that's very tough.
It's rough.
Yeah.
I see his defensive level when he played against that guy from Minnesota. I seen his feet move, his strength. He looked strong, but like you said, his motor, his legs. I'm like, man, I don't know how you gonna play defense like that. He got good defense, but I want to pose a question. You can answer it later. I ain't take over the show. I want to know. I've been wanting to know your opinion. I've been on the point. I said, man, who can I talk to about this? Okay, y'all say the super teams, right?
Yeah.
You got the Bulls, Lakers.
Wait. You naming super teams?
Yeah, I'm talking about just like, okay, what I mean by super teams, I'm just meaning teams. I'm going somewhere with it. Teams in the league that was expected to win. The old Celtics, the Lakers.
That's what you call a super team, a team that was expected to win?
I mean, the only super team I really believe was just super. I don't really know about super team.
So let me so I broke it down, right? The reason why people call it a super team is because what is a superhuman? Right? A superhuman is a person that's above and beyond the normal capabilities of a human. A superhuman is Superman. He flies. He got X-ray vision. That's a superhuman, right? So we know a regular great player in the NBA is another level above that called superstar. So we got good players, great players, all stars, you know, and then you got superstars. Those guys are above and beyond regular all-stars. Superstars are your KDs, your Kyries, your LeBrons, your Steph Currys, your Jokic's, your Embiid's. Like these dudes are franchise players. They can carry a team. They can carry a franchise with minimal talent around them. They can win you championships with a little bit of help, not a whole lot of help, right? The superstars are superstars. Those are the people that's on Kobe, Jordan, Shaq level. They're different.
Okay.
It's only every 10 years, you really only got 10 of them in the league, 10 to 12 of them at the most. The reason why we say super team, because every team that is a championship contender usually have at least one superstar, right? And then every now and then you have a team that don't have any superstars, but they might have 2 all-stars or 3 all-star level players, right? So like when you look the year when New York got to the championship led by Allen Houston and Sprewell, they didn't have a superstar, but Allen Houston and Sprewell were both all-stars. Indiana got to the championship. They didn't have a superstar, but Reggie Miller and Rick Smits are both all-stars, right? So having 2 all-stars can get you to a championship. Having one superstar like Allen Iverson can get you to a championship, right? So a superstar is legit. It's only 10 of them. Now, what makes a super team, not if you have one superstar, because that's normal. That's Michael Jordan and the Bulls. Not if you have 2 superstars, because that's normal. Stockton, Malone, Shaq, Kobe. What makes a super team is when you have 3 superstars all in their prime. That's a super team because it's only 10 of them. If you got 3 of them, that's 30% of all of them. You got 3 of those guys in their prime. That's a super team. So you got superstars and you got teams that go beyond and above and beyond what a regular team is. Subhuman, regular human, superhuman, regular team, super team, regular player, superstar. 3 superstars on one team and they're all in their prime is a super team. Now, what's your thoughts on that?
I disagree with that, though. Yeah. For the simple fact, I think we thought it was. I think we panicked. Like, first of all, I don't think Chris Bosh is on the level with Wade. Was on the level with Wade and Bron. Now he was a number 1 on his team. I see that. So if you're saying that, I believe it. But I don't think he was on that level. But I don't think the only super team, my definition would have been the Warriors adding KD. They was already a great team from top to bottom, and you add another MVP player. But even that, my point was, so you gonna like where I'm going. I ain't even talking about the top. I'm just saying the top. Okay, the Bulls was expected to be in the finals, right? The Cavaliers, the Warriors, go back to the Celtics and Lakers, right? Do you think? But we look the last 5 years from Milwaukee, the Lakers, Celtics. They've been all different champions. Do you think that makes this era more competitive, or why are we not seeing? In your opinion, are we not seeing those top? This team is expected to be in the finals. That's why I'm trying to see. Basically, this era, like, because we don't really know who's gonna win. So does that make this era more competitive?
No, it's impossible for this era to be more competitive because it's not basketball anymore. It's
not basketball.
No.
Let me hear this.
No, that's my third topic. That's the Derek Fisher topic.
Okay.
So I get into that. So I
let me lean in then. Let me pay attention then. Okay.
All right, easy day. We go get into it.
Okay, because I told Michael, I'm like, damn, is this the most competitive era? Because
No,
we don't know who's gonna win.
No, it's not. No, wait till I get there. We almost there.
All right, big dog.
All right, now.
Appreciate it, man.
Yep. All right. To this thing hit 3 all-stars in their prime is in the starting lineup as a super team. That's no, because when you apply it across the board and you find other teams like the Detroit Pistons when they had Rasheed Wallace, Rip Hamilton, Chauncey Billups, those are 3 all-stars. That was not a super team. Right? It's 3 superstars. Also, listen to the wording. Super team means you got superstars on it. All-star. It's not called all team. It's not called all-star team. It's called a super team. You have to have superstars to make a super team, not all-stars. Superstars. Super team, superstar. Super team, superstar, not all-star. Right? So never repeat that ever again, because that means you're not paying attention to the words. Super team, not all-star team, super team. Show me a super team and I'll show you 3 superstars in their prime. Right? 3 superstars in their prime. Anybody can make all-star. The Atlanta Hawks, they had 4 all-stars one year. Kyle Korver made it. Was it Millsap? No, Kyle Korver, Joe Johnson, Al Horford, and it was either Millsap or Jeff Teague. I can't remember which one it was, but they had 4 all-stars one year. Not a super team. Right? They didn't have not one superstar. Joe Johnson was close to a superstar, but there was a team full of all-stars. All-stars don't make super teams. Like, you could have 3 all-stars and lose to 1 superstar. Like when LeBron James beat the Detroit Pistons, they had 3 all-stars and the Cavs had 1 superstar, sent them home. Superstars are much better than just regular all-stars, regular fringe all-stars. It's Superman. Come on. All right, man. Let's get into a little bit of WNBA talk, and I'm gonna be quick with it. I wanted to look like we go backtrack real quick. I Caller from New Jersey, you got 30 seconds because I just switched topics really quick. Say what you got to say.
Yo, you insane, man. You are blowing up. I used to be able to call and get in anytime. I was talking about LeBron. Let's talk about LeBron running the Olympics.
Okay.
Like Steph Curry playing out of position. You were talking about, how much gravity he has. He couldn't even play in the Olympics and let Steph Curry play his own position. Yep. Starting the season last year, 2 games in, remember he said to the coach, I know how to play point guard. I remember I know how to play point guard or something. When they said they were going to put him off the ball.
Mm-hmm.
And, I just want to see JJ Redick fail. All of that clown stuff, all of that other stuff. Yo, I was so happy when Jerry West went at him.
Yeah.
And because Jerry West would have wiped the floor with JJ Redick. JJ Redick couldn't stick a guy that was playing in the 60s, man. Yo, my 30 seconds is up, man. Thanks, bro.
Hey, man, I appreciate that call, though, man. But look, real quick, though.
All right.
You're 100% right. LeBron was not about to allow the Olympics to be about anybody else other than him, because I guarantee you how he won't listen. He's been writing his storybook legacy and creating his own Last Dance documentary since he went to Miami. Like this, like he in his mind, he has all these goals that he want to accomplish because he's writing a book or legacy type thing. So everything that he does is deliberate. Like everything he does is planned out and deliberate. Like going to get Kareem's record was something that they planned to do years ago. And they had already mapped out, I need to play this long. I need to average this many points for this long. They mapped all of that stuff out, man. So they got everything mapped out, and they've already looked at the end of his career and was like, if I end number one in this, top five in this, top five in that, this many rings, I did this, play with my son, played 23. Like if he already mapped all of that stuff out. And that Olympic being about someone other than him was not about to happen, because I'm pretty sure he had cameras rolling that he's going to make his own Last Dance movie, just like Michael Jordan did. And man, it just wouldn't have been a good story if he didn't get the MVP for the Olympics and it wasn't about him. So that's my thoughts on it, man. But yeah, you just made me think about that, man. I appreciate the call.
All right now.
All right,
That's a powerful dude, man.
Yeah. Oh no, he is. And I ain't mad. Look, I ain't mad at him. I'm just I look, sometimes you know, like you might have a neighbor and you see the drugs running out of his house and you see him selling the pussy in there and all that stuff. You might look at him and be like, look, I ain't dumb. I know what you're doing, but I ain't about to tell on you. That's how I feel about LeBron. Like, look, man, I just don't want you to think that I'm dumb. I'm gonna let you know I know what you're doing, but at the end of the day, hey, more power to you. I'm cool with it. It is what it is.
That's how the media feels too. We know what you're doing, but we ain't about to shout you out.
Yeah.
Thanks,
but they doing it worse though, because they trying to trick us though. They trying to tell us that we don't see what we see. That's why I don't like the media. They telling us, at least what I'm saying is I can see what they're doing, and I'm telling y'all this is what they're doing, because I don't like people to be duped. But the media is trying to dupe us just like LeBron and Clutch is. I'm not that dude. You get what I'm saying? Like I would still tell the girl, nah, you don't want to go over there. This you get what I'm saying? I warn some people, but I ain't go call the authorities on them. You get what I'm saying? Like,
I got you.
Yeah, that's what it is.
I got you.
But
yo, that was a great clip when Stephen A said that he was manipulating the whole thing. That's a great clip.
Oh yeah.
That's exactly what he's doing.
Yeah, exactly. And I think that was strategic how he said that. He wanted to make sure he got that on the record, but he wanted to do it as a Trojan horse, because I'm not calling LeBron out, but I'm on the record. I'm gonna say manipulation and facilitation. I'm gonna say that on the record so I can establish that that's what he's doing. This will be good for later. I've built the equity for later when I come down on them.
Mm-hmm.
He know what he's doing.
Yeah.
But all right, bro.
All right.
Yep.
Thanks.
Okay. All right. So really quick on the WNBA. And the reason why I wanted to do this segment, let me get this comment off screen. The reason why I wanted to do this segment, because I wanted to put away the misnomer and the false narrative of the jealousy and the targeting and all of that stuff that people like to say that's going on in the WNBA. And I just want to remind people that the league is even cleaned up a little bit from what it used to be. It was more physical before. And Candace Parker is going to kind of speak to some of that. She was on Flage's podcast. That's the guard from LSU that was really close with Angel Reese. She's got her own podcast, and and she, I like it. She's had some good guests on there. And she had Candace Parker on there, and she spoke about the physicality of the league. That's what she said.
Most definitely. I've been watching the WNBA, and I'm like, I really got to get my weight up. Like they be bowing for real. Like I literally told my strength trainer, I'm like, bro, I gotta get stronger ASAP. But like it's people say like the WNBA is more physical now. Has it always been that physical, or?
You said it's more physical now?
That's what people are saying.
No, the WNBA is not any more physical. Me? No, absolutely not. Next question. That is crazy. More physical than college? Yes, but is it more physical than it was before? Hell no. Like, Google brawl. Google some of the WNBA brawls. Like, nah, that's crazy. So that's why it's like, now I think it's just you can't touch anybody. So that's, until the playoffs. Now the playoffs, you can touch people, but in the regular season, you'll be fine. You'll be fine at the weight you're at in the regular season.
It's talking about you'll be. Oh, I'm good.
I'm telling you, the weight you're at. I promise.
What is something new fans of women hoops?
So she laughed. She asked her. Because Flau'jae's so young, and like we were saying, some of these comments coming from these young players like Anthony Edwards in the NBA, they really don't go to school on the history of the game. I guess that's not like a requirement. Like being a professional athlete means just that. You're supposed to be a professional, and you can't be a professional at any trade and not know the foundation in the history. So I don't understand how we're even allowing that. But Flau'jae is such a young girl. She don't know about the origins of the WNBA, and and how could you, man? Like, you got to be taught that, right? But for them not to know how physical that league was, so she asked the question. They tell us that the league is more physical now than it used to be, and Candace Parker laughed. Like, you got to be freaking kidding me. Next question, like that. Like, there's no way that, that can be something you actually believe. And she said, just Google brawls, which if you Google WNBA brawls, you're going to see a lot of them, and you're going to see Candace Parker in a lot of them. So what I want to say, just by using Candace Parker as an example and contrasting or comparing her to Caitlin Clark, let's just talk about their rookie seasons, right? One of the brawls that she was in was a unique brawl, her rookie season. First of all, remember Candace Parker got MVP her rookie season and Rookie of the Year. And I want to say that playing with Lisa Leslie, they might have won the championship that year too. I can't remember, but she definitely got MVP and Rookie of the Year as a rookie, man. That's crazy. MVP as a rookie, right? But she got a lot of hard fouls, and she had to fight. She played down low, you know what I mean? So, and she was a different type player because she didn't just play down low. She can handle the ball a little bit too. You know what I mean? She was fast and agile and athletic and all these things. And she took a beating, and not just her rookie year. She took a beating her whole career until she became the vet. But she was still getting beatings, even if you look at some of the games when she played against the Chicago Sky her last couple of years, or you could still see that she was taking. I mean, like Alyssa Thomas almost knocked her out 2 years ago. You can look all these things up, right? But I want to say this: that brawl, and she played for the Sparks as a rookie versus the Detroit Shock. This is very unique because that Los Angeles Sparks was coached by Michael Cooper, who is a Los Angeles Laker for life, playing against the Detroit Pistons, coached by Bill Laimbeer and Rick Mahorn, who both were Detroit Pistons for life, part of the Bad Boy Pistons, right? So you got these two old school NBA guys who were kind of rivalries. I mean, like, everybody was a rival with Bad Boy Pistons, but, because they just beat a lot of people up. And you got Rick Mahorn and Bill Laimbeer coaching the Detroit Shock to play like the Detroit Pistons. They were physical. And then you got Michael Cooper and the Lakers, and they had the finesse girls. So Candace Parker was getting a lot of hell. And in this particular game, a fight broke out, and that was, the only thing I seen worse in basketball on that level was probably the Malice in the Palace, which also involved Detroit. So the Detroit Pistons had the Malice in the Palace with Ron Artest and the Indiana Pacers and all that stuff. And this brawl between the Sparks and the Shock were just like that. Cheryl Ford, who was Karl Malone's daughter, played for the Shock. She tore her ACL. She almost lost her career because of that. She tore her ACL in the melee. Rick Mahorn was trying to break it up, and Lisa Leslie grabbed on him, and he pushed Lisa Leslie down. One of the teammates for Lisa Leslie got pissed off that he pushed Lisa down. She came and hit him in the back of the head. Candace Parker, that's what started the brawl. They were shooting free throws, and the girl got tangled up with Candace Parker. Then she clipped Candace Parker. They both went to the ground. And then when Candace Parker was trying to get up, the girl walked up on her. Candace Parker grabbed her, slammed her, and got about to hit, and then everybody was breaking up. Big old brawl at half court. People got hurt. 11 people suspended. Coaches. I mean, it was unreal. But this was just, the physicality was normal like that. And Candace Parker were always getting into brawls like that and fights and scuffles and all of that stuff, right? My point is this. Not one person in the media, not one commentator, not one fan, not one person said that any of those girls was jealous of Candace Parker. Not one person said they was targeting Candace Parker. And not one person said that it was race involved and why they was doing it to Candace Parker. So if Candace Parker was getting worse treatment than Caitlin Clark, and nobody said it was targeting, nobody said it was racial, nobody said it was jealousy, why the hell do we believe that somebody is targeting Caitlin Clark with a less physical league, no fights, and now we're saying it's about race and jealousy? And Candace Parker won MVP. It wasn't jealousy, and it wasn't jealousy then, it's not jealousy now. Here's the bottom line. Any competitive person that got a competitive edge is going to accept the challenge, right? If you tell me that the league that I play in is about to get this newcomer that's the savior of the league, you got to show me. So when this savior step on the court, I'm going to give her my best shot. Even right now in the NBA, when the Boston Celtics, they just won the championship, we all know every team that just won the championship gets everyone's best shot the next season, because now you're not sneaking up on nobody, and we know we got to bring it. And when you come into our hometown, we're going to accept that challenge. We're going to play you even harder, more competitive than anybody else. You're going to get our best shot, because if we don't give you your best shot, you're going to blow us off the floor, and my pride not going to allow you to blow me out. No diddy. So when the Celtics come to town, every team they play is going to give their best shot to the Celtics. That's not jealousy. That's not racial. That's not targeting. That's just somebody's being competitive and not about to allow that to happen. So apply that to Caitlin Clark. The media told everyone she's the best female basketball player on earth. She's going to come and save the WNBA, and she's better than all the WNBA women that's currently playing in the WNBA. And you wanted these women not to accept the challenge, to say, okay, you got to show me. Whenever we play her, I want to show the entire world what I can do. I'm going to pick up 94 feet. I'm going to make her turn the ball over 7 times. We're going to win the game. She's not getting 30. And that's how we're going to operate this thing. Right? So that's my whole thought process on that. I'm glad Candace Parker was able to say that on the podcast and say, nah, the physicality is much different. I challenge y'all to go up and look up some of these brawls in the early 2000s, some of these fights, and how physical the WNBA league was and still is. And I want y'all to do y'all homework on that, because I don't want you to get manipulated by Shannon Sharp and ESPN and anybody that's trying to tell you that these women in the WNBA are jealous of Caitlin Clark just because they're playing defense on her, right? So that's my thoughts on that. But that's not it, though, because I want to get into how prophetic Gilbert Arenas was. So Gilbert Arenas, some years back, got in some trouble. All right, on Instagram, he posted something that's now deleted. You can't. I couldn't find it, but basically, he said something along the lines that people was trying to figure out, why aren't anybody watching the WNBA? You can see this is like 2015. This is 10 years ago almost. And Gilbert Arenas was like, look, man, nobody's watching because, most men watch basketball. And for you to get men interested in basketball and women's basketball, you got to give us something to look at. That's basically what he said. And his suggestion was Don't come out here with these big shorts on like the men. Wear some shorts, show some thigh. Right? And everyone just went off on Gilbert Arenas. Oh, you an idiot and blah, 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 and all this crazy stuff, man. And I'm thinking like, look, man, I wouldn't have said that publicly, but he's got a freaking point. He's got a point, right? And if you see in the quotes on the second paragraph, he responded to all the backlash he got. He said, if you think that this is sexist, 9 times out of 10, you the ugly one. And we didn't pay to come see you play anyway. Hashtag Donkey Kong. Hashtag this would be awesome. Hashtag sold out everywhere. It'd be sold out everywhere, right? Then he said, people act like I said some stuff that is just downright sexist and rude. Straight men are attracted to women, right? Men are 80% of sports viewers, right? He said. Men don't want to watch women act like men. Sexiness runs the world. If you're selling sex, men are buying. Here's the thing that was crazy. People came down real hard on Gilbert for saying that. But if you look at what's going on in the NBA now, we've got Instagram pages dedicated to WNBA baddies. And they're just putting photos, not just girls that got dope face cards. We talking about girls that got the banging body as well with the face card, right? That's good enough to play on the WNBA team. We talking about these girls Instagram. They Instagram is popping. The Skims commercial, they showing a little skin. Kim Kardashian then got involved. They putting on little bra and panties, and that's popping. Everybody's saying this is dope. We're seeing how beautiful some of these girls are, and it's popping. And they're putting on all these clothes, and they're doing a whole runway model thing for their entrance. Let's see the outfits of the girls, and they're walking in, and they're dressed to kill. And we're seeing all these different varieties of girl that it's like ice cream. They come in all different flavors, man. Like do you want, butter pecan? Do you want vanilla, French vanilla? Do you want chocolate? All these different flavors, every flavor you want, they're coming in dressed to kill, looking good. And I want people to go back and revisit what Gilbert Arenas said and tell me what a lie was at. Is it working to push the cute girls into the front to say, look, man, we got some eye candy for y'all. If you see what the shorts are at now, you see what Angel Reese shorts are at? You see what Lexi Brown shorts are? They showing thigh. They showing thigh. You know what I mean? So they playing into that sexiness and that prettiness. Gilbert Arenas wasn't wrong, right? Which leads me to a conversation they had earlier this year, about 8 months ago, on Gil's Arena. And that was in response to Michael Porter Jr. having the kind of the same question about, man, how did the WNBA get their numbers up? And Michael Porter Jr. said, one of the things that I hate hearing men say, or anybody say, when they say that they need to lower the rim so we can see girls dunk. You got to be kidding me. Lower the rims for what? I wouldn't be excited about a dunk that's as basic as the dunks that Wilt Chamberlain and Bill Russell did in the 60s. Like the women, if you lower the rim, the women dunks would be primitive. And we've already seen Zion Williamson and Ja Morant type dunks. We're not going to be seeing women doing those dunks. So it's not going to be impressive no matter how low the rims is. And then now, how the heck do you shoot on a rim that's a foot or two shorter than it used to be? So no, that's never the answer to the game. So Michael Porter Jr. suggested that, but he also said some other things that kind of get Gil's Arena and Lexi Brown to respond to. But these are some things that they said, and I want to play that for you because I'm going somewhere with it.
For the NBA. The NBA would boom more if everyone felt the basketball was really being played at a high level. Now, if we got a bunch of guys scoring at a high level as they are, 70s, 60s, 50s, how many ladies in the W are doing that, putting on a show?
Right.
Like Asia. She was what, 55, something like that, 57? That was the only outburst. Then you got Sabrina with the three-pointers. Those are the two things that we're looking at like, all right, that will be entertaining. Enrique in Dallas, she showed some glass, some stuff. point guard for the Aces is to Chelsea. She shows her thing every now and again. But at the end of the day, where's the flash and dash? And we look at Juju. We look at Caitlin.
Right.
You look at Angel.
Right.
These are girls who are in college that give an entertainment quality, but they're not in a W. So when you talk about the solution, it's like, all right, you hear a bunch of people giving their opinion on the problem. We got to figure out how you guys can deliver the solution so it can be delivered to you guys.
Right.
Because if there is no solution, it's like you got to deal with everybody keep identifying the problem.
But it's just, and I completely understand.
So what Rashad McCants is basically saying is, look, man, just figure it out. I mean, what is it? Like, we keep talking about it, but what is it? This is before the explosion of all the views they got this year. This is before they drafted this rookie class and before Caitlin Clark brought millions of fans to the WNBA. This is them before the draft when the college season is still going on, right? And you can tell it was during the college season because Gilbert Arenas couldn't even remember Caitlin Clark's name when he started speaking. You know, they were still, you hear Rashad McCants, he talked about Juju because Juju, I think she had dropped like 50 in the season as a freshman. So she had made news and stuff like that. So a lot of people weren't really even, you know what I mean? This Caitlin stuff kind of like, that's another topic. But that was Rashad McCants kind of opening this thing up. But it gets good.
Understand where you're coming from, but it's like we're getting shit on because our league is so small and so talented. Like those outbursts are hard because you have
a lot of good players.
Players on your team.
Yep.
So it's like, yeah, you'll get maybe a 50 ball here, a 40 ball there, but it's hard. And we actually be D'ing up. Like I tell y'all that all the time. Like maybe we'll play less defense to like up the entertainment value, which I completely understand. But like the people watching got to understand when that happens, like we're getting yelled at by our coaches and all these things. So it's like, it's a cycle. And I think we're getting there. You know, we don't take as many threes as the NBA does yet. I think we're heading in that direction. I think this draft class and next year's draft class, I think they're going to make a big effort to keep these players in the league, to keep the eyes on the league. But like that has nothing to do with us.
All right, so she said some good things. She said, listen, I get what you're saying, and I understand that y'all want to see some entertainment. Y'all want to see people drop 50, 60, and stuff like that, but you got to also understand that we still play defense in the WNBA. We still play basketball the way it's supposed to be played. We still utilize the post. We still run sets. We still do all these things. We're not fun and gun. We're not close to the Harlem Globetrotters. We're not close to N1 mixtape. We're really playing real basketball the way it's supposed to be played, the way the NBA used to play it. And she's saying, look, I get it. You saying that we probably should play a little bit less defense, maybe adjust the rules a little bit to where we can't hand check or as much, or we can't play as physical, so we can get more entertainment and more points. But what she was saying is the coaches are not on that level yet. The coaches are still yelling at us for our effort. They still want maximum effort on defense. They're still, this game is still pure because it's not tainted by the outside pressure of more entertainment. When it was a very few and a small audience, it was an audience of people that really like basketball. They have to like basketball to be enjoying something that don't even have a lot of hype around it. You get what I'm saying? You ever had a small mom and pop restaurant that's not huge and not big, but you know, man, they might got the best sandwiches in there. Maybe it's a deli. Man, they got the best sandwiches in there, man. This thing is the best kept secret, right? But they don't get a lot of customers. They probably get 100 customers a day, right? But when it's 100 customers a day, it's a different feel. The owner might come down and talk to you, man. The owner might remember your order as soon as you walk in. The number 13 today, yeah, make them this, you know, blah, blah, blah. Like, I know all of that stuff, right? You lose some of that when everyone starts to come in. It gets a little bit tainted. It gets a little less personable, and you know, things might change. You know what I mean? They might, I don't know, they might have to add stuff to the menu. You get what I'm saying? Like, a lot of stuff changed the more people you get, right? So with the WNBA, when it was just the purists that was involved in the game, they could still play a pure game. But now you start getting more casuals and more fanboys and friend girls and more people who don't really like basketball, but they're following Caitlin Clark to the league. Now you got to start compromising the integrity of the game, which they're about to speak to in a minute.
All right.
Because I did my research on all of it. The problem is that the WNBA girls that are in there now are too selfish to sacrifice today for the future. From day one, they handicapped American girls, right? So the American girls, if you're born in America, you have to go to college and play to a certain age, right? Overseas girls who have no following, right? You don't have an American following, but because you turn pro at an early age, because there's no high school basketball, you can come into the NBA or the WNBA at 18, 19 years old. Well, the product that has the following here has to wait. So you're sitting in college. Now think about how college basketball is. For the most part, it becomes dinosaurish, right? So for 3 years, whatever wild horse came into college basketball with their style out of high school has been whipped into a team type of player, a system player. When that system player gets into the W, she follows the rules. The problem with the W is if you don't allow the youth to come in and change the game, change it, right? You think about what I'm saying is you think about the Jujus and the Kellys and all those guys, if they come into the league right now, Taurasi them can't physically keep up with these girls, which means get the fuck out of the league already. Retire. These girls is too fast. They're moving too fast at a speed you can't keep up with. But if I get to play against another 40-year-old, because we get to sit in here at 40 years old, it is easy to play basketball then. But if I got to stick someone think about Jeff Teague when he retired.
So he get into a whole bunch of other stuff, and I'm not even going to bore y'all with that. But the key thing, what he said that I agree with, is that you get a player who plays a certain wide open style in high school. When they get to college, if they're very good, they're going to end up at a college like UConn or somewhere where a coach is going to put them in the system around other players that's just as good as her or slightly just under her, right? When you play in a system under Gino Auriemma, they're not going to let you play a wild style of offense. And what he said is they whip all of that wildness out of you, and you become a polished player, kind of like what Dean Smith did with Michael Jordan. And what he's saying, and basically what Gino Auriemma did to Donna Taurasi, with Breanna Stewart, Maya Moore, what he's doing to Paige Buchers right now, right? These great players that play for Gino learn a system and they get to the WNBA and they're not playing, let me come down here and jack up this three from half court and from the logo and because they're taught that that's bad basketball. So they play a polished brand of basketball. And what Gibbard is saying is that's not entertaining to the new fans that's following someone like Caitlin to the league. Caitlin was good, but she didn't go to a school like UConn. She did the Steph Curry route with Steph Curry. Now, the reason why Steph Curry did, he wanted to go to a school like Duke or Carolina, but he wasn't getting recruited like that because when I think when Davidson really came knocking on his door was probably his sophomore or junior year, and it was before he hit his last growth spurt, and it was before he really started playing really, really, really good. So he had already told Davidson he was going to come, and by the time he got this senior year, he was like, "I'm not going to change my mind and go nowhere else." Davidson was here first, right? Which I kind of believe. But I mean, he's from North Carolina, man. Ain't no way in the world he didn't want to go to Duke or North Carolina. I'm pretty sure if Coach K would have came calling, he would have went because his brother did, right? So, he went to Davidson, and when you get someone at Davidson, and then he shows you how good he is, and there's no other, like Steph Curry probably wasn't a 5-star, but by the time he got to Davidson and really started playing some ball, he was on a level of a 5-star. So what happens if you're at Davidson and you looked up on a 5-star player? The coach that took that job wasn't prepared or expecting to get someone as good as Steph at Davidson. So now you don't even have players that's on his level to equal him. So what do you end up doing? You end up playing hero ball, desperation ball. Everything revolved around Steph. Steph could get the green light and take whatever shot he wanted to, and it was very exciting to fans. Same thing with Caitlin Clark. She went to Iowa. She didn't go to UConn. There was no other Caitlin Clark level players at Iowa, and now the coach is like, it's all on you, baby. Play however you want to play. So she didn't have any handcuffs on her game. She jacking up 30 shots. 10 to 12 threes a game, can turn the ball over with reckless abandon, don't get punished for those turnovers. None of that. She led the nation in turnovers for 4 straight years. And it was okay because she didn't have a coach like Gino telling her, no, you will play in my system and this is how you will play. You either go past that ball or, you get what I'm saying? She would be playing the way Paige is playing. But imagine if Paige went to Iowa and her coach was like, you can take whatever shot you want. She would look very similar, if not better than Caitlin Clark. So that's my point, right? So when you have that, when you have a player that does that and she gets popular by doing that, now when you bring her to the league, her fans want to continue to see that. But what Gilbert is explaining is that don't nobody in the league coach like that. So the struggle we were seeing with Caitlin probably wasn't just the defense that the girls was playing on her and that the league was more physical than what she expected. It was also Christy Size as a coach probably wasn't going to allow her to just go out here and just jack stuff up. So you couldn't get the value out of her. And then she turned into just a great passer who can hit the three occasionally. Not this prolific scorer who was going to average 30 in the WNBA. She's not looking like that, right? So, but Gil is saying, why the hell would you handicap that type of player? Let her play, let the league display her as how Iowa displayed her for the NCAA so you can get more fans.
Right? At 30-something.
Right? And McCancis go finish it up.
Really is. The ultimate sacrifice that the WNBA has to make is integrity of the game and entertainment value. This is the ultimate sacrifice the NBA made. When he's talking about when Michael Jordan retired, the game changed the format that allowed players who had the abilities to be more entertaining, to bring in more seat fillers. So when you look at the WNBA, it's compared to, in my eyes, the EuroLeague. EuroLeague compared to NBA is a totally different game because they play with integrity. It's boring. It's real basketball. And real basketball is boring because you're running sets, you're talking on defense, you're doing everything
the whole shot clock.
you learned from college.
Is that real basketball?
From where we come from the foundation of it, right? Yeah. So then you look at the W, it's foundational basketball from college. So it looks like still college basketball, but it's just older women playing college basketball. It's not entertaining. So the sacrifice that needs to be made is when Juju and Caitlin and all of these other younger players come in, allow them to be more entertaining. Take the fossils out of the game, which are running the fossil offenses.
In right now that are entertaining like that. They just
but we see them. But
they're harnessed by coaches.
Yeah. So that's you got the sacrifice of the game,
and so much rides on your if you win things instead of just how you play and how you carry yourself. And I think once we can separate that as well, like I think more players will be more comfortable just hooping. Like, yes, you want to win. Obviously, if you're a good enough player, wins will come. But if you're out there hooping and you don't win a championship or you don't make it to the finals, like you can't be like, but that's what happens. That's what
in the
happens
NBA right now. How many box outs do you actually see?
None.
All right. The integrity of the game when it comes to box outs, cool. Rotations, how many rotations do you truly see happening, right? When you talk about the sacrifice that was made is we don't hold them accountable for the small things that made basketball anymore.
Right.
They let that go.
But because we're women, it's like we have to do everything the right way.
Everything,
So, but
the right way is get it done. If I got a girl that can come down, if Caitlin, right? If she comes in and jack shots, that's her game, and she comes to the W, and I say we don't play like that.
Yes.
I'm as a coach, if I'm a coach, I did a disjustice to the league itself by doing that.
100%.
She is famous. She is the #1-2 pick because of this style.
Yes.
If I do not adapt to this style, I ruined the game for you. Lowering the rim for Duncan, you're not selling your game to NBA and dudes. It's called women's basketball. There's women out there everywhere that supports the game. So you lowering the rim to 7 foot and 6 foot, who gives a fuck what we think? My daughter's not watching the game for dunking.
Right.
She's not watching the game for this. She's watching the game for what it is because that's how she plays it. So that's your fan base. You have to.
Oh yeah,
right,
tapping the women. I mean,
like
So McCants and Give It a Ring pretty much said it. McCants said the WNBA, and he said this before Caitlin even got drafted. He said the WNBA has to do the same thing that the NBA did, and they have to sacrifice the integrity of the game for the entertainment factor. Like, we all know this. We all know they changed over from real basketball to entertainment. That's where it went, from real basketball to entertainment, right? Now, what does that mean? The media has to be on board with it. He said that we no longer grade people on a scale of real basketball anymore, because if we did, when we had these conversations in ESPN, people would talk about how bad Luka was on defense and the fact that he don't box out and nobody box out. But instead, we're just going to, pretty much reward them for recording the stat of a rebound. We know he's not a great rebounder, but we're just going to act like just because he got 7 to 8 rebounds, or he averaged 7 to 8 rebounds, we're going to celebrate that as if you were a great rebounder. So it's no longer about real basketball, the essence of the game, the integrity of the game. It's about what stat can you record and what entertainment value can you provide. And we will speak to it in such a way on ESPN that it just condition the masses to think that way. And the new fans are going to look at basketball through the lenses of how ESPN describe it to them. And it's a sad, sad day for that, right? So let's get into Derek Fisher, because it goes right into basically what I was saying and basically what Rashad McCants was saying about the state of the NBA basketball and about it being entertainment versus real basketball. And they was given a suggestion that the WNBA should follow the NBA's lead and adopt that thought process of, man, we just want to be entertaining, forget real basketball, because real basketball don't sell as much as entertainment does. Let's just get to the entertainment factor. Let's just get to the drama. Let's just get to the soap opera. Let's go that route, because that's where the NBA went. And they didn't lose fans, they gained fans, because the real people that really love basketball can't go get it nowhere else. We can't get an overseas game just like that just at a click of a button. If we want to watch basketball, we got to watch the NBA. So no matter how bad the NBA get and how much basketball they take out of it and how much entertainment they add, if we want to watch basketball, we still got to watch the NBA. So you're not going to lose the real basketball purists, and you get to add someone who don't even know basketball because it's entertaining on a different level. You can actually watch basketball and not know nothing about it and love it. And I think that's fascinating. I can't believe how many I don't know how many I don't know. I don't even know what to call Caitlin Clark fans. I can't believe how many of them was just admitting that they never watched basketball before. I've never known. I've never just said, let me start watching this sport and know nothing about it. I've never, and even if I did, imagine if I never watched golf, and because Tiger Woods started playing golf and I'm a black man and I need to see a black man succeed in golf. Imagine if I all of a sudden just started watching golf, but I'm online debating and arguing with people about golf and the history of it, and I just started watching it. That's what Caitlin Clark fans are doing. They're just coming to the league, and they're arguing with people who've been here since day one. But that's another topic. Derek Fisher kind of spoke to it on how it happened in the NBA, and he was on Byron Scott's podcast, and he asked him, man, what you think about the NBA today? And this is what Derek Fisher said.
I want to ask you your opinion on the NBA today. We've already kind of said a little bit. Well, Kid Jay talked about you coached in the NBA, you coach in the WNBA, which is something we also want to talk about. You coach in high school. So you've coached at every level. What do you look at now when you look at the NBA, or not what do you look at? What do you see? Because you played in this league for 19 years. You've seen this league go from one extreme to a different extreme. And not like you just said, not saying good or bad either way. But how do you look at the NBA now? How do you view it?
Yeah, it's interesting. It's a great question. I think, because everything now is viewed through the lens of like, what can I learn or take from it as a coach? Sometimes I'm not necessarily just watching it to watch it as a fan, and I'm not really hung up or caught up too much on like, okay, well, this matchup or, why didn't they go inside that time? Like, I'm really just looking at like, oh, I like that quick hitter.
Right.
I like that sideline out of bounds action right there. Oh, I see the way they managed coming out of that timeout, what happened. So then when I kind of tap into like more of just like as a basketball fan, when I watch the NBA today, I sometimes compare it to like, if, for those of you that remember when the WWE was WWF. I don't know if everybody remembers that, but there was a time where WWE was WWF, World Wrestling Federation.
Yeah.
And then it shifted to World Wrestling Entertainment. Again, not right or wrong, because one could argue that the WWE is a more impactful sport than the WWF was, depending on what side of the conversation you're on. I feel like all of pro sports to some degree, not just the NBA, even NFL. You listen to guys that played before, coached before. It's a different game.
No doubt.
And it's not a negative thing. It's just it is built more for the entertainment value maybe than the competitive value, right? Like
he said that the NBA is similar to how the WWF went from WWF to WWE, World Wrestling Entertainment. And the gladiator part of what the WWF was, and that Hulk Hogan and all them dudes, Ultimate Warrior and Andre the Giant, man, that thing was that was a whole totally different beast. Now WWE now turns into a whole nother thing where, look, man, we're going to go get Dennis Rodman in the middle of the NBA finals, come over here, and then after the finals, Dennis Rodman go fight Karl Malone. It's entertainment, you know what I mean? We're going to go sign the Cavender twins from Miami. Hey man, stop playing basketball in college. Why don't you come try out and be a WWE? We're going to go get females, and they're wearing, skimpy outfits. Like the WWE is real entertainment now. The storylines that they start putting, like it's totally different, right? But when you go from a real sport like basketball to basketball entertainment, you take out some of the competition, you start changing rules, so it's a better visual for the person who wants to be entertained, right? So the issue with that is when you had great players that played in the NBA when it was close to being a sport as possible, and you compare what they did to guys who played in the era when it was entertainment, it's kind of hard to compare those. Like, you can't even tell who the best player is in the league right now in the entertainment league, because if you compare it again to WWE, how do you know who the best wrestler is if we know Vince McMahon or whoever owns WWE now is writing a script? Okay, Stone Cold, you go win the belt this time. Okay, Sting, you get the belt this time. Triple H, you get the belt this time. If we're writing stories just for entertainment purposes, how can we use how many times you won the belt as a barometer on who the better wrestler is? And the crazy thing about it is, out of all those dudes that are wrestling, there was only one real wrestler, which was what's my man that won the Olympic gold medals? man, I forgot his name, but Kurt Angle. Kurt Angle was the only real wrestler. So if we really want to talk about who the best wrestler is in the WWE, it was Kurt Angle. It was Kurt Angle. He the one who won the gold medals. He got the gold. Kurt Angle was the best wrestler in WWE. But if you go and look at the history books, I mean, it might be you might have Goldberg, you might have Sting, Hulk Hogan, you might have I don't know, maybe even Undertaker. I don't know. They don't even know one thing about wrestling. Brock Lesnar, yeah, Goldberg. They don't know. They don't have a clue about wrestling. All the purity and the wrestling purists know that Kurt Angle is the best wrestler that we probably ever seen in the WWE. But they writing scripts. They writing scripts. The NBA is also writing scripts. It might not be as scripted as the WWE is. They still want us to think it's reality that we're watching, but at the end of the day, you got your picks on who you want to be the greats. And they've picked who they want to be. Okay, LeBron's it. So you're not going to let nobody outdo LeBron. Sorry, Carmelo. You came in the same draft with him, but hey, look, but he's our choice. So all the favor got to go to him. Carmelo, you got to get the whatever you can get. But LeBron get to get it. You get what I'm saying? Oh, it's Luka and Jokic now, man. We trying to market to the European market. We got to make sure that they're successful as well. So give them some favor. So how do you determine who the best player is when some players get the short end of the stick by design and some people get favored by design? How do you beat that? So how do you even judge who the best player is when they're joining together and playing on the same team, or you know what I mean, or you know, it ain't a fair head-to-head matchup. Kevin Durant had to go join Golden State just so he wouldn't get cheated by the LeBron media and the NBA. Because if he would have stayed on OKC, they would have never let him beat LeBron. he had to. That's almost like if you Stone Cold and you come in and you see the script is you ain't gonna never get the belt. It's always gonna stay with Goldberg. Well, hey, you know what? Okay, cool. Keep thinking that. I got something for y'all. And you go do something to force your way in. Like, man, we got to do that. We got to put that on. Like, so when he went and joined Golden State, it was like, well, that's a better story than this LeBron thing we was going with. We got to roll with what Golden State doing. That's I mean, who don't want to watch that? And when we put it on TV, it's doing numbers. So, all right, we like money. We'll go with Golden State then. Kevin Durant had to force the NBA to write them in the script to give them favor. Because if it wasn't for that, it just would have been LeBron. Just would have been LeBron. It was his turn. And that's why LeBron fans hate Kevin Durant so much, because he stole some potential rings from LeBron by doing that move. They hate LeBron. I mean, they hate KD. LeBron fans do. So, but no, this is equivalent to WWE. I've always said it, you know, slightly scripted. You know, you can't judge it by the numbers, because all it is just fluff, man. All of it is, I mean, this junk is just as fake as a $3 bill. You know, all of it is, man. So I'm glad Derek Fisher said it like that. Rasheed Wallace also said it like that as well on his podcast. He said, man, it's like I'm watching WWE. We've all said it. We all know it. But yet we got to pretend like what we're watching is on the level of the guys that played it when it was a gladiator sport. Right. So that's my thoughts on that. I'm gonna open the phone lines up for that. Everything's open for discussion, from the Give It Arenas topic to the WNBA topic to Derek Fisher as well. We'll open the phone lines up. Y'all can call in. Y'all can give me y'all thoughts. And then we have one last topic on LeBron James, and then we'll shut this live down. I'll probably take 2 or 3 calls on this one if y'all can get to it. Caller from Chicago, what's up?
Hey, what's going on, man?
I'm good. How you doing?
Hey man, I'm doing fantastic, man. Hold on, let me turn this down. Yeah, I want to first with the Derek Fisher thing, man. I'm starting to feel that way because I used to be heavy on wrestling when I was young. I used to be heavy. You know, Dick the Bruiser and all the Crusher and all them guys. I know them guys kind of too old for some of y'all guys, but them guys and you know, it was real wrestling. Then, like you say, the WWE came, and it was like more scripted. You knew who was going to win because you know how the script was. Correct. And the NBA is kind of turning out the same way. You know, all these narratives is LeBron James and Bronny James coming in the NBA who don't belong there, but they had these different narratives and. You know, we just want to see basketball. We want to see guys play defense. We want to see guys play offense. Some of us want to see guys talk smack. That's basketball. That's what we grew up on. That's what we grew up doing. We grew up talking smack to each other on the court. Then after the game, we got together, drunk beers, and laughed and talked about each other. That's how competitive we was. Right. And these guys, you know, I don't see no competitiveness. Some I do, but some I don't. And it's sad to say, some of them mostly come from European players.
Yeah. Is that by design?
I'll tell you this, Mel. I think the NBA messed up when they started giving these guys all this money before they even stepped on the court. To me, that's why I saw the game change. Because if you remember when Michael Jordan, who was selling out every arena around the whole NBA, he was like the 25th most paid player in the league at that time. But he was the best. But his salary wouldn't tell you that. Mm. But, you know, back then they made you earn that money.
Right.
You know, now these guys just getting it, they don't have nothing to work for. They feel they don't have to work on their game. You know, they feel they don't have to, the same problem with LeBron. He feels like you don't have to work on his game. Even though he improved his three-point shooting. Okay, that's okay. But you haven't improved on nothing else. So it's crazy, man. I just hope they don't have the WNBA go that route.
That's what they're trying to do, man. That's the problem. Like everybody's saying it, we can see it coming. Like everybody's saying it. They, you know, especially once they found out that the girl or the woman that they wanted to be the face of the league couldn't handle the physicality enough to be as good as they wanted her to be. So now it's more pressure to change the league because they want to see Caitlyn be Caitlyn, and she can't rise to the occasion against their defense and their pressure and how physical the league is and play that style of basketball. So they need rule changes for the defense to back off of her, and they also need
that's weak.
Yeah, it is, and they also need coaches to to kind of like help facilitate the new era of just shooting threes the way the NBA is doing. You know, so coaches got to coach different, which will make post players like Aaliyah Boston obsolete because they go start phasing them out of the league.
Right.
And I'm telling you, the reason why WNBA is even attractive right now to us is because it's the closest thing to pure and real basketball than anything that we see in America. And the the NBA might be the furthest away from pure basketball. But yeah, I appreciate the call, man. I'm gonna get to 2 more calls and then we'll go move to a new topic. Thanks, bro.
All right, have a good one, bro.
Yep. All right, let's get 2 more calls in on the Derek Fisher topic or even the Gilbert Arenas topic. Another caller from Chicago. What's going on? What's your thoughts?
Yeah, what's going on, Mel?
What's up? What's up? Who this?
It's George. The truth hurts. I was calling to let you know that really did happen to Bret Hart. What you explained, how it was scripted. He was supposed to win the championship,
Yeah.
and at the end of the fight, he really spit in Vince McMahon's face. That's how hurt he was. That really happened in the WWF.
Who took the belt from him?
I can remember who he was wrestling. I don't think it was Triple H.
And he pinned him for real.
Huh?
He pinned him for real, and he wasn't supposed to.
Yep. That happened to Bret Hart. But anyway, going back to what you're talking about between these leagues, this started happening when Adam Silver took over the NBA.
Okay.
This really started happening to the NBA. The changing of the guard. So Adam Silver is more of a, I'm going to say, players commissioner than a basketball commissioner. He's willing to help the players and the entertainment and make it more scoring than playing actual defense.
Mm-hmm.
Some teams get to play hard defense, and then when you get to play a certain team, you can't play that type of defense anymore. According by hand is when the Boston Celtics played the New Jersey Nets. Did you see the type of defense they were playing on KD and Kyrie?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
They didn't play that type of defense against Golden State, against Curry.
Correct. I'm glad you said that. They allowed that defense, and that was the most physical defense we had seen that whole season. They allowed that on Brooklyn. As a matter of fact, when they played Boston in the regular season, they allowed that same defense. They just had they had an issue with Kyrie. Period. They wasn't gonna let Brooklyn. They wasn't gonna let them live because of what Kyrie did with sitting out for the vax and trying to get everybody to leave the NBA and start their own league during the pandemic. They just had a bone to pick with Kyrie, right? So I mean, there's no way they was gonna let Brooklyn just run through the East and get to the finals. Hell no. But the defense I seen Boston play on them, and they allowed. And then they get to Golden State, and all of a sudden they couldn't touch Steph Curry. I was like, yeah. I hope everybody see that.
I got one more thing to tell you. I always send you guys a joke about why Daddy got them dancing shoes on. You ever seen the movie Kingdom Come?
With Danny Glover in it when somebody had died.
No. Kingdom Come with LL Cool J. Who else was in it?
Yeah, Danny Glover was in there. Yeah.
He was?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Danny Glover, what was he?
He was the dad.
In that movie. Oh, well.
Hold on. Maybe I'm thinking. Go ahead. Maybe I'm thinking about something. Whoopi Goldberg wasn't in it, right?
That's when you guys announced Josh show Kingdom Come.
Yeah.
That's why I say that. Watch that movie and you see why I say, huh?
Okay. I check it out.
When you watch that movie, you will see why I say, why Daddy got them dancing shoes on.
Okay. Okay,
good. Kingdom Come. All right, I'll let you get to the next caller.
All right, man. All right, one last phone call. You know, you can call. You got a lot to say in the comments. Caller from Washington State, what's up?
Yeah, man. D Fish talking right.
Oh, yeah, that's what I thought so. What's your thoughts?
It's like this, man. They living off the drama, man. They living off these story tales, man, because the league just don't have. It doesn't have the toughness like it used to have. That's what it used to sell, the toughness.
Right.
The pure basketball used to sell, but now it's, that was during our generation. But now the kids that's coming up that think they know basketball, they don't watch the game. They watch highlights and read statistics from the past to argue with you about why their favorite player is better than your favorite player from back in the day. So to draw us back in, to draw us the older eras that watch real basketball, because we don't want to see one pass in the three, then somebody have a layup, but they run back to the three, and then they pass, swing back for another three. Like, we don't want to see that.
Correct.
So to get us lured back in, they got us arguing with youngins now because they insulting real basketball.
Correct.
So that's basically how they selling the game, because it literally took a big hit when that referee came out and was talking about all that craziness about how they had a lot of effect on a lot of outcomes of the game.
Yeah.
And then they seen Stern gone, new dude in, and all this new stuff, new era is coming out. Oh, look, you got the book. So you know what it is.
Oh, yeah, already.
You know what it is.
I ain't no dummy. I do my research.
Exactly. That the only way they can sell the game now is really just gonna push. It's gonna push. I hate to say it, but I think basketball gonna be like 20% black in the next 10 years.
I certainly hope so. Honestly, I mean, it's time for. I mean, we've been the gladiators and the athletes for a long time in America. It's time for us to take our rightful place in ownership. And I would love to see 20% black on the basketball court and at least 50% ownership of all the franchises.
Oh no! They ain't gonna push it to the ownership. They're gonna push it out. look, man. Steph Curry made it to where the three is more exciting than posting somebody up and dunking on somebody, than crossing something. See, our era was in the 80s was just being a bully, just being rude to somebody and dunking on people. Then it came the next era. They was all about crossing people over and things like that. Now this new era, they all about step back threes and like
but everything has a cycle though. I call it DMX in the game. I've been calling DMX in the game since I was in high school, right? Nature takes its course, because at some point we had real rap, and then we blame the diddler for bringing on the shiny suits and the dance, and then trying to be a pretty boy and turning Murder Mason to a pretty boy with shiny suits and stuff like that. He tried to do the same thing with the locks, and he had Biggie in that fat Coogee sweater and all that stuff, trying to be a pretty boy, and rap just got a lot of dancing and all this crazy stuff. But then Pop got it, kind of made it dirty again, and then DMX came out of nowhere. Stop being greedy. All of that stuff. It's dark. Hell is hot. Where my dogs at? It got real grimy again. And then we got a little taste of some real rap for a little while. So it goes in cycles. All it takes is someone to come in and DMX the game in basketball, and that happens naturally. Guess what's going to happen? Shaquille O'Neal is somewhere in middle school right now. It's a Shaquille O'Neal type player that's going to be 7 foot, strong like Shaquille, but can run the floor. You remember how Shaquille used to run in Orlando?
Mm-hmm.
If that level of player shows back up in the NBA, they have no choice but to revert back to how it used to be. And every team is going to have a person on their roster, or 2 people on their roster, to stop that man down low. Right?
But are they going to draft him for him to even make it to the league? Because the league is not a Shaq type league anymore. It's just not. It's a Jokic.
Just like Steph Curry changed it. Like people say Steph Curry changed it to a perimeter game. A player like Shaq will change it right back to a post game.
Well, we hope so, because that's what we like to see: toughness and get down there. You know what I'm saying? See what you got. It's just totally different right now. Everybody thinks they can hit a 40.
We lost the call on. We dropped that call. All right. Maybe one more. Maybe one more if it comes in quick. Maybe one more. Maybe one more. Yeah, Zion maybe, but Zion was only 6'6" though. He would have to be a 7-footer, where there's no doubt that he gonna be down low on the post. Caller from Florida, you the last call on this topic. What's up?
Man, what's up? How you doing?
I'm good. What's the problem?
I just want to ask you a question, a hypothetical. When you look back at the time when baseball had the home run thing going on with the steroids, and they had the live ball with Sosa and McGuire and Bonds, and they were hitting the 70 home runs to get everybody back to watching baseball. And after a while, they said they wanted to go back to regular baseball again. Do you think that's possible with what we're seeing with basketball and the topic we're talking about?
Yes.
Could we go back to what it should be?
Absolutely. And they're going to have to do it. They're going to have to do it. So I think if they're smart, they're seeing what the WNBA game is, and they're seeing that, oh man, real basketball can sell. Right, real basketball can sell, and they're seeing that and saying, let's revert back. They started doing it last year. People don't know. I need to look at, but since the season is about to start, we all should go to NBA's website, and they give you a list of point of emphasis for the season. They do that for every season. Hey, these are the things that we're putting a point of emphasis on, and I want to see if defense was addressed, because it was addressed after the All-Star game, after that horrible All-Star game. Display, Adam Silver was pissed, and after the All-Star break, I started seeing less fouls. I started seeing players complaining about not getting the fouls that they usually get, and the NBA was actually calling the game a little closer to what it's supposed to be. And then, of course, when the playoffs started, they went into full-fledged on it, right? So I think the NBA is realizing that they was going down the wrong path with that freedom of movement, lesser defense, more exciting plays, more threes, just layups, and all this. I think they found that there was a bad thing, and if they want this league to survive and continue to thrive, they're going to have to go back to real basketball at some point, man. So yeah, I think it's possible.
I think the other thing too with both basketball and football, when you mess with the game and you change the rules, what happens is that you see the same game all the time. You don't get to see the variation of different strategies because you make the rules where everybody has to play the same way. Yep. So you're seeing everybody playing like Golden State in basketball. You're seeing everybody spread the field in football. And I mean, I'm almost 50 years old, bro. I just miss watching football where I might see the 49ers, who got a good offense, play against the Bears, who got a good defense.
Correct.
And let's see what happens.
Let's see what happens.
Yep. Now, we don't get to see that anymore.
No.
We watch the same game. If the TV was black and white, you wouldn't be able to tell who was playing because they all play the same.
All the same. That's a good point, man. Every even the NFL and NBA, every team had their own identity. And we know when the Ravens played the Steelers, it was going to be a crazy defensive battle, a lot of hard hits. And the NFL was going to allow a little bit more physicality because they know what type of rivalry they are, right? But when you see Peyton Manning and the Colts play somebody, you already know, Peyton Manning go air it out, and then, with the Patriots, Tom Brady go control it, from start to finish. Like everybody had their own identity, and the NBA was the same way. You play the Pacers and Reggie Miller. They had a 7-footer and Rich Smits. They had 6'11" Dale Davis, 6'9" Antonio Davis, 6'10" Aaron McKee, and all those dudes were setting screens for Reggie Miller consistently. So if you guarding Reggie, you gonna have to hit Dale Davis or Antonio Davis 5 to probably 10 times a quarter running through them screens, right? So they knew that that's what that was. Michael Jordan and the Bulls had the triangle.
Exactly.
The Knicks, they was going in the post to Patrick Ewing a lot, and them guards was going to defend you. Greg Anthony, great defender. Derek Harper, great defender. John Stark, above average defender. Like them guards are going to hound you and hack you and foul you playing under Pat Riley. Like everybody had their own style and what they, you could tell what it was going to be when you played them. And like you said, everything is cookie cutter now. 5-man out, high screen and roll, get the ball to your best player, and let him get all the assists.
So I did. That's all I had to add, but I appreciate the call, man. Thanks a lot.
All right, man. Thank you. All right, last topic. Let's get into it. Let's get into that last topic, man. My boy Roy Hibbert said Dwayne Wade, when they played for the Miami Heat and they had to battle the Pacers when he was on the Pacers, he said Dwayne Wade was the issue in that series. and he gave us 3 reasons why he think Dwayne Wade was a bigger problem than LeBron on that squad, and why he think Dwayne Wade is better than LeBron. I thought this was interesting. Roy Hibbert has a podcast. Look it up on YouTube. That's why I'm getting this clip from. And you know, it's a good podcast, man. Go check it out, man. He breaks some stuff down. So let's get into this 3 reasons why he said D Wade was more of a problem than LeBron, and D Wade is better.
Myself and the Indiana Pacers went to war with the Miami Heatles back in the day. But as great as LeBron James was and still is, Dwayne Wade was actually more of a thorn in my side. So in today's video, I want to talk about the 3 things that I felt D Wade did to help beat those handsome and trend-setting sporty Pacers and eventually win a championship. A couple of them, actually. But also later on, I want to bring on Eric Reynolds, a guard from St. Joe's, to get his thoughts on one of his favorite players. First off, I want to say D Wade plays so well without the ball. He cuts beautifully backdoor for some tough finishes around the rim. And some of those are actually dunks. And if you watch my channel, you know I hate dunks in the half court. That's just bad defense right there. But all those backdoor cuts actually put a lot of pressure on me at the rim. D Wade was always trying to get me in foul trouble. But I learned this. If you turned your head and ball watch LeBron, he's cut. If you overhelp, or you're out of position, he's cut. Even if you have the best of intentions, he's cut. All right, here.
So that's one of the reasons, right? His ability to play without the ball and his movement without the ball, his cutting without the ball. And I add on to that. And shout out to Sports T, because she was just talking about this not too long ago on her show on Sports T. If you're not subscribed to Sports T, it's the female version of me. So it's just like going to go watch me do my thing, but on a different platform with long hair and chinky eyes or whatever. If you like this sort of thing, right? But no, that's my dog, man. But shout out to Sports T, and she cooking y'all in the comments, man. So y'all need to get y'all game up. But I add on to that. D Wade not only could play without the ball from a perspective of how he moved without the ball, how he cut, how you couldn't take your eyes off, because LeBron cuts as well, right? But the part that I like about LeBron, I like about the D Wade without the ball, is that he can also post up, and when he get the ball in the post, he can actually do something with it without having to get all the way to the rim. Like, he has a variety of moves in the post, and his footwork was very good. Not as good as Mike and Kobe's, but a lot better than LeBron's, right? The second thing about him off the ball is if he's moving without the ball and he get in the catch and shoot situation, mid range, he can do that as well as anybody. And then his shots, he don't have to get to the rim. He's got a runner, he's got a floater, he's got a pull up mid range, he's got a fadeaway in the mid range, he's got a half spin fadeaway in the mid range. Like, all of these things he can do. So as a player that don't or plays without the ball, a player with the ball can make a play for you. Let's say I set a screen for you and you come off a curl. When I give it to you on that curl action, you can stop and just pull up for it, or you can catch it, take one dribble and then put up a runner or a floater, right? Or you can take one dribble and then do your half spin. Like, I don't have to get all the way to the rim. If a 7-footer is down there waiting for me, it ain't gonna do no good, right? For LeBron coming off a curl action, he's gonna have to get to the rim to be effective, because he's not gonna give you a floater. He's rarely going to give you that one dribble pull up. He's never going to give you a catch and shoot pull up. He's rarely going to give you a dribble half spin fade over the left or the right shoulder. Right? That ain't what he do. D Wade can and will and does it effective. And then the Euro step, come on now. All right. Here's number 2.
The second thing he did was hit the motherfucking boards. The offensive boards. I remember Frank Vogel going over the scout report saying, put a body on D Wade. whenever a shot goes up. But as you can see, he would primarily collect those boards in two ways. He'll catch you slipping if you don't put a body on him, obviously. That's the easy one. But number two was he would get his own misses, his own rebounds around the rim. You as a player can feel if that shot is going to be short or long. You know it's going to be a miss once it leaves your hand. Me, I used to use my height and long arms to get tips around the rim and hope that those players didn't have a second or third jump in them. What D-Wade does really, really well is use his quickness, timing, and leaping ability to get those buckets. D-Wade shoots, quick offensive rebound. Ooh, look how quick he is to get that offensive rebound. He works middle over that left shoulder. Hold on, let me do this again. All right, so D-Wade starts off in the post, shoots a jump hook over that left shoulder. Before the ball even gets to the rim or gets down, he's already going after that offensive rebound right there. I'm not sure if G. Hill could have put a body on him so quickly because he went to contest, and by the time he contested, he was going to get the offensive rebound anyway. These are the things that players should do when they're playing with LeBron, I feel like, and D-Wade mastered that. Look at this.
He said he mastered it. He said that on the offensive glass, on the glass in general, D-Wade was a problem. He said even rebounding his own misses, he was a problem. His activity around the rim was just super, I don't know, like on another level, right? And it had to be on another level for him to mention it like that. And you can go back and look at some of those series and LeBron, I mean, LeBron was LeBron. But I'm telling you, man, without D-Wade, I understand why he's saying D-Wade is was a more of a thorn in his side. And you'll hear him say later on that he think D-Wade is a better player and all that stuff, man. I mean, these are just some things that he's speaking on that D-Wade had to be a star in that role because the way he played before LeBron got there is he did a lot of stuff with the ball. He also did he did the same things off the ball as well. But when LeBron came, he was off the ball a lot more than what he was normally accustomed to. And he had to be off the ball because LeBron didn't have the ability to go off the ball and be as dominant or as helpful as D-Wade did. So imagine the Dallas Mavericks series. They were still trying to figure out who was going to be on the ball, who was going to be off the ball, whose moment is it and all that stuff. And it was cool. They try to feel their way through the season and then through the playoffs. But when they got to the finals, just that second thought of, is it my turn right now? Is it your turn right now? Was enough to be an issue for them. But when Dwayne Wade came to the conclusion, this is your team, I'm going to step all the way back. You just go, you just go be the guy unless you on the bench or, or whatever the case may be. Like, it's just going to be you. We won't have to second guess it no more. Just take over. It's yours, right? The fact that Wade had to do that, and then he had to be great at all these other things that Roy Hibbert is pointing out. But LeBron couldn't do it when Wade was averaging 30 against Dallas, and it was his turn to star in those other roles. Just lets you know the type of guy that LeBron and D-Wade both are on a contrast level, and it also lets you know how complete one game was versus the other one. One was not as complete because he can't do much off the ball. Here's number 3.
Eric, the third thing that helped D-Wade set himself apart from LeBron and allow the Heat to beat my Pacers was his ability to lock in on defense and just be a goddamn pest. I'm going to break it down in 2 ways again. The first way was dude lived in the passing lanes and picked off any lazy passes. And again, he used his great timing to catch those passes in the air, almost like he's like a volleyball player defending the net, sending that thing back. But also, if you had any lazy dribbles, he was hunting for steals. And the last thing on defense was he's a low-key good shot blocker. Whether it was at the rim or contesting jump shots, he was locked in. And this is where the level of respect I have for D-Wade goes all the way up. Because, of course, defense is my thing. But he will sometimes meet you at the rim and see what's up, but a majority of his blocks came from rear view contests where you didn't even see it coming. But D-Wade brought it on both ends of the court consistently. So it's no wonder he's getting a statue outside the Casilla Center. Well-deserved, brother. Well-deserved.
D-Wade brought it on both ends of the court consistently. Not can bring it on both ends of the court. He did bring it on both ends of the court consistently. That's different than when someone says, oh, LeBron can guard all 5 positions. I'm not giving someone credit by what he can do. Did he do it when it mattered? Did he do it when it mattered at a high level? Did he do it when it mattered on a high level on the highest stage, which is the NBA Finals? Right? So saying that D-Wade did bring it on both ends of the floor consistently, 2 words. He did, and he did it consistently. Those 2 words are very important to what he said. He brought it on both ends of the floor consistently versus LeBron can guard all 5 positions. I want y'all to just take that into account when we're talking about defense. What's great about LeBron James' defense is he can guard all 5 positions. And what's great about someone like Kobe, D-Wade, or Michael Jordan's defense is that they did it on both ends of the floor at a high level consistently. Not consistent for just 4 quarters, not consistent for just 82 games in the season, but consistent for 4 quarters, 82 games in the season for 12 plus years. Keep that in mind. I'll open the phone lines up one more time. I'm only taking 3 calls. I would much rather hear from someone who disagree with me. But if you just want to reinforce what I said, that's fine as well. But let's get some disagreements in here. Just so we can have a conversation in this stream. And then I see y'all on Full Panel Friday, or I see a lot of y'all that's in the comment section on Sports T tomorrow. I'm pretty sure she'll be going live, and I'm pretty sure she'll be cooking. So phone lines are open. Let's get some disagreements on this segment. I want to hear from all these people that's brave with the keyboard, but maybe living in your mom's basement and she might be asleep because she worked 3rd shift and you don't want to call in and speak too loud. I understand. Caller from California, shut YouTube off in the background so I can not hear the echo, and then go ahead with your thoughts.
Okay, so I don't know where to start here, but I'm trying to focus on the point where you were talking about the guy said that D-Wade was good. One reason he was good is because he could play off the ball. Correct?
Correct.
So, in the NBA history, the best position, what I've observed, is the center position. So you got your Mikens, your Bill Russells, your who else? Wilt, Kareem, Hakeem, Shaq. To my observation, that's been the most dominant position in the NBA history.
Okay.
So with LeBron, he plays the LeBron system where he has to have the ball, and the centers are reduced to be a spot-up shooter. So if you're an all-time great, and how can you not? How is it possible that you reduce a player with those calibers?
That's a daggone good question. That's a daggone good question.
Because you can think of a lot of players like Bird, Jordan, Magic, Barkley, Drexler. Like, if you put them in a situation where you give them an awesome center like a Wilt or a Russell or a Shaq,
mm-hmm.
and you put them and they can play in a system. That's why I have a hard time putting LeBron in the top 5 great of all time. He's just like fringe top 10 to me, but that's why I have him like between 8 and 12.
No, that's a good point. That's a good point.
Yeah.
I mean, because if you look at it like a math problem, like an equation, and we're trying to figure out what this variable is as far as a value, right? And we're trying to figure out if this player is an all-time great in the top 5.
Yeah.
And then But part of the equation is telling us that when he plays with someone, they have to reduce their capabilities in order for his to be heightened. Then the answer to that equation should be no, you're not a top 10 player of all time.
Yeah. And I'd also like to add, I'm sorry.
No, go ahead.
You were going to say something?
Go ahead.
So another thing is, I don't know, my observation is one good reason to have a system is because, there's human beings on the floor. Like someone can get hurt. So like when Jordan played, you have the triangle system, next man up. So like with the LeBron system, if LeBron gets hurt, then oh boy, we're screwed. No one has rhythm. Point guard's confused. That's just my observation. I'd like to hear your take on that.
No, that's true. Which means that everyone that they put around him in that system really have to. They really have to be so good as players and also so good IQ wise, because they have to do more heavy lifting mentally and on the floor than he does. It looked like he's doing all the heavy lifting because he's recording all the stats, but he's doing all the things that actually record stats, while he relies on everyone else to have to do all the things that you don't see on the stat sheet.
Yeah.
Right. So that means they actually are higher level players than he might be, especially mentally. For all his co-stars that have to fit into that system and still figure out how to give him 25 plus points a game.
Yeah.
That's insane. You know how good you got to be as a scorer to play in LeBron's system as his co-star and still get him 25?
Oh yeah, you have to, that and be consistent game after game after game.
Correct. And then if you're not, and if your shot ain't falling and you're not consistent, guess what? Guess whose fault it is?
You're gonna get the blame. Yep.
Correct. Because he made the pass just like he always does. If all his shots come from the rim and at the layup, and he making the pass a 3-point shooter, so he made the pass. That's the pass he make every night. It's easy to make the pass, but if you don't make the shot, it's your fault. Correct.
But they don't talk about the turnovers he makes.
They never do. They never do. But all right, man, I appreciate the call though.
All right. Hey, I really appreciate. I really like your work, Mel, and the Man Down Sports crew that you have in the group. Really good job. I'm really sick of watching BSPN and I don't know, like what's that, Fox Sports with Nick Wrong and Shannon Sharp and I don't know, they just like say a bunch of BS and I appreciate you guys keeping it real and keep up the good work.
I appreciate it.
I'll let you go with the other callers. Appreciate your time. Thank you.
All right, thank you.
Bye.
Caller from Washington State, what's up?
Yeah, last time I got bumped off, my bad, I got a call.
Okay, go ahead.
Y'all tripping, man. Y'all know LeBron better than D-Wade. Stop it.
Do we know that though?
Just because they came in at the same year, and I like D-Wade. Just because he came in the same year, y'all keep forgetting that D-Wade is like 3 years older than LeBron.
Correct.
Now, in 05, 06, I think D-Wade outplayed LeBron them years. Now, other than that, y'all, I can't see any. In the 2011 finals, I can't see any.
Knowing you know what you know about the NBA and the WWE and how sports are rigged, if you was in a pure basketball setting where there was no outside influence on outcomes of games, and you was just watching what the player's skill set was, what their strengths and weaknesses was, D-Wade's a better player than LeBron.
Okay, so now are you saying D-Wade's a more skilled player? Or
no, I'm saying he's a better basketball player. Like just as a basketball player, not NBA, not stats, not history, basketball. Because remember, the history is all part of the storyline. That's part of what the NBA is as a entertainment business. So if we looking through a pure lens of just pure basketball, no entertainment factor, no NBA factor, If we wasn't in the NBA, we started another league and we said we're not rigging anything. It's not even on TV. D Wade,
owner,
and I'm
pick D Wade first before
and I'm
you
looking.
pick LeBron James.
Oh yeah,
Is that
10
what you're
times.
saying?
I would pick D Wade 11 times out of 10 over LeBron. In a pure basketball situation, in a pure basketball, because I can build around D Wade better than I can build around LeBron. LeBron needs too much, right? Let's talk about the things that LeBron needs in order to succeed. He needs the ball. Do we agree on that? He needs the ball.
He's more effective with the ball. Yes,
he needs the ball. Like if he don't have the ball, he's not a 27 point per game player for his career. If he don't have the ball, he needs the ball to get it done. Right? To get an offense started for him, he needs a high screening role. Right?
Okay.
In that offense, he needs shooters around him, and he needs the floor spacing. He needs a center that's not going to be in the paint begging for the ball in the post. He needs a 25 point a game scorer as his co-star. And if he's going to win back-to-back championships, he needs a super team. He needs a point guard that don't need the ball, that can shoot threes. Like when you build around LeBron, it's all around. Oh, he need this, and it starts to narrow down what players you can actually get for him. You can't get him just regular players and regular role players. You need the best players, because in order for his system to work, these players have to be amazing. That's why he has so many super teams. But with Michael Jordan, just give me Scottie Pippen, give me a co-star and some role players. We get this thing done. I don't care if my center can shoot threes. He can be in the paint if he want to, because I don't need to get it all the way to the rim for a shot. I can one dribble pull up from the mid range. It don't matter who's in the paint. I don't need the ball. Kukoc can be the point forward.
With you.
Scottie Pippen can be the point forward. BJ Armstrong can be the point guard. I don't need the ball. I can play off the ball. I can play in the system. Dean Smith taught me that. But with LeBron, he needs the ball. He needs a point guard that don't need the ball. He needs a center that don't need to be in the paint. He needs a center that can shoot the three. He needs multiple shooters that can knock down the three-point shot. His co-star need to be a 25 points or more, and his co-star also need to be able to score whenever they just throw him the ball and go one-on-one in an ISO situation. D Wade, Anthony Davis, Kyrie Irving, he needs that. So yes, give me Wade.
I'm not arguing that. I'm not saying the discussion is LeBron better than D Wade? Not is he better than Jordan? No,
he's not better. He's not better than D Wade.
We got this.
He's not better than D Wade.
Is he better than D Wade?
He's not. He's
That's
not.
what we talking about.
Historically in the NBA, when you take the career, he ranks higher on the all-time greatest list. 100%. If I'm making an all-time NBA greatest players list, D Wade is nowhere near LeBron. But if I'm just great,
you making one.
If I do my list, yes, I've already made a list. As a matter of fact, I don't know if you've seen my list, but I made a list, and I rank.
Okay, wait.
And I rate LeBron.
List, you got LeBron rank what again?
I got him ranked higher than D Wade on my all-time greatest list.
You got him ranked higher than D Wade.
Correct. Because it's an all-time greatest list. But he's not better. No, he's not a better. Yeah, he's not a better basketball player than D Wade.
But oh yeah.
That don't make sense to you. That you don't understand that, do you?
No, you saying that LeBron has more accomplishments, but you don't think he's just a better player. Is what you're saying?
Correct.
Okay. All right. Now I'm saying that LeBron does have a lot of accomplishments. Okay. I'm just saying he's a better player than D Wade. Like this, that's kind of common. But when you saying that LeBron needs this, LeBron needs that. Teams are going to build around their best player.
Well, hold on. Let me stop you right there. I understand that, but they're not building around what your deficiencies are. Oh man, you can't shoot. Let me get you 5 shooters. Oh, you can't shoot. Well, let me give you the ball all the time, and everyone else have to play without the ball. When you add a great player to a great player, They both should be able to use their greatness. But when you add a great player to LeBron, that great player has to reduce what their capabilities are. Scottie Pippen is a great point forward. Playing with Michael Jordan, he could play that role because Michael Jordan could play off ball just as well as he can play with the ball. If Scottie Pippen played with LeBron James, what the hell would he be doing?
What do you mean? He would be playing basically he'd be playing like a taller D Wade. Basically.
But Scottie Pippen is good at being a point forward though. He's good at the same thing LeBron is good at. So if Scottie Pippen was playing with LeBron James, who would you give the ball to be your point forward?
I'll give it to probably LeBron James.
Exactly. So which means and what do small forwards in a LeBron James system do? Not Scottie Pippen, but any small forward that plays with LeBron, what is their role?
They become spot up shooters.
Spot up shooter. Is Scottie Pippen a spot up shooter?
The young Scottie Pippen.
No, is Scottie Pippen a spot up 3-point shooter? Is he Kyle Korver? Is he J.R. Smith? Is he Carmelo Anthony? Is that Scottie Pippen's game?
No.
It's not. But when he played with LeBron, he would have to be that. That's my point. Michael Jordan was like, nah, I don't need the ball. Scottie Pippen, you good with the ball? You get the ball. You play point forward. As soon as I get the ball, I can put that thing up and get 2 points. I don't need to bring the ball up. But can LeBron James come off the ball and let Scottie Pippen just be the point forward and LeBron James just get his points the way D Wade, Kobe, or Mike got it? He can't. That's my point.
Okay, but what I'm trying to tell you is, so your argument is that D Wade is more adjustable than LeBron James.
Sort of. It's not. That's not my argument, but he's more adjustable because he's a better player, because he's a more complete player. You get what I'm saying? He's more adjustable because he's a better player, and he's a better player because he's a more complete player. LeBron is incomplete as an offensive player, and that's why it limits his roles that he can play, which it pretty much puts him at point forward in every offense he's in. He even did it with the Olympics. Why did he have to do it with the Olympics? They could have ran any offense in the world. They had every tool in the toolbox that they needed, but somehow they end up running LeBron's system on the Olympic team.
Oh yeah, I knew that was coming. We all seen that.
Why?
Coming.
Because he can't do anything else. We seen what he looks like in another system when they played the Dallas Mavericks when they got whooped. That's my point.
No, they knew they was gonna win anyway. So they put LeBron was the first person to call him to say we're gonna play when they seen him lose. Say we're gonna play, and it popped up. LeBron was the first one to say we're gonna play for the 2024 team. So he already knew all of it was just built to build all of their legacy. That's all the USA team did was
who legacy got a big boost from the Olympics other than LeBron's?
Kevin Durant.
No, it didn't.
Isn't he the highest points?
That ain't had nothing. No,
Olympics?
Listen, bro.
Didn't he set a record?
No,
that's the increase of his legacy.
This didn't boost his legacy.
What they used to say about Steph? They used to say Steph wasn't that clutch.
This did not boost his legacy. This did not boost his legacy.
I'm saying it gave little points to their legacy.
What did you have Kevin Durant ranked at all time before this Olympics?
Oh, it didn't move the needle for me.
Okay, so it didn't boost his legacy, brother. If you didn't even change your mind about Kevin Durant after this, how you gonna say it boosted his legacy?
It gave him another.
No, it didn't. He just showed up and won the gold medal the last time they was in Tokyo, and he had a team way worse than his team. He showed up.
He has the most points.
His second best player in the Olympics was Jason Tatum, and Jason Tatum couldn't even get off the bench on this team. And
what record was that?
He won the Olympics. He won the Olympics with Tatum, Booker, Bam Adebayo, JaVale McGee, a rookie from San Antonio because Popovich was coaching the team. Like, if that didn't boost his legacy with Kevin Durant leading that team to gold and it was a way lesser team than this one. If that didn't boost his legacy, what the hell? How the hell are you gonna say that they all went to go boost their legacy with this medal? That don't make no sense at all.
Them three players.
And what does that have to do with LeBron?
I'm talking about what KD accomplished during that. Remember, Lisa Leslie popped up and said, "I didn't even know I had that record."
Okay, but you personally didn't move that didn't move the needle for your opinion about Kevin Durant. Correct?
Not my opinion.
Okay,
but then they had Steph, right?
What person have said that the needle has moved for Kevin Durant after that Olympic? Name me the person. If you can't name me the person, I'm gonna bid you a good night because that mean you on here telling fibs. What person? What person? No. Stop it. Who has said that personally? This moved the needle, and I have Kevin Durant in a higher regard than I had him before after the Olympics. Who said that? What platform?
The platform that ran the story of him scoring the most points in USA.
Who said?
I can't. It was on ESPN.
They just
reported.
Sir, they reported a fact. Kevin Durant has the most points in Olympic history. As a result of that, did someone say that we now have to start discussing Kevin Durant in a different way than we did before, or is it the same?
No, it's just another accolade.
So it's the same. So it didn't boost his legacy, correct?
It gave him another accolade.
Be honest, brother. Did it boost his legacy or not? Man, we can't have this conversation if we're not all gonna be honest. Did it boost his legacy or not?
Because your legacy, most of their legacies are built on accolades. It gave him another accolade.
No, it does. No. Who said that this boosted Kevin Durant's legacy?
No one said that.
So if listen,
did people say Steph was more clutch because of this?
If accolades boost your legacy, how come you didn't boost Kevin Durant in your opinion?
Because that accolade didn't take him over the next person I have over him.
Thank you. So it didn't boost his legacy, sir.
Because the person I have over him has way more accolades.
Okay, so it didn't boost Kevin Durant's legacy. So that statement that you made is an untrue statement that they all went to boost their legacy with this Olympics, and it's irrelevant to anything. My point is, LeBron James had to play his system in the Olympics. Everywhere he goes, he has to play his system. He's the point guard. He's the point forward. I have to dictate everything because if he don't have the ball, then he's really just, I don't know, Tyreek Evans.
I agree with you on him playing the system. I agree with that.
All right. Thank you, sir.
I've been agree with that, but did Steph's legacy change?
No.
In your eyes?
No.
To him being more clutch?
No.
Because remember,
no.
His legacy was not about being clutch. So Steph was always clutch.
No.
Is what you're saying? Or you're saying he's never been clutch?
It didn't change.
Is Steph clutch to you?
My opinion of Steph didn't change after this. He's a shot maker.
Okay, can
he's a
you
baller.
He's a shot.
He's a baller. He's a shot maker, and he's the in the conversation for the third best point guard of all time, behind Isaiah Thomas and Magic Johnson. Nothing about the Olympics changed that for me.
Is he clutch though? Is the question.
Yeah, he's clutch.
So Steph is clutch to you. He's been clutch in the finals. Every finals he's been in, he's been clutch.
I ain't say every finals he's been in. I didn't say every finals he's been in, he's been clutch.
Yeah, but that was a mark on Steph's legacy that he wasn't clutch.
Okay, so is the Olympics the finals?
No.
Get off my phone.
But he came.
Good night, sir. Good night, sir. No, good. Sir. You just said that
he didn't come through in the clutch.
You said no. Hold on. You said hold on. You said the story on Steph that he wasn't clutch in the finals, and then you said he went to the Olympics and was clutch, and that's supposed to change the opinion of how people think about him in the finals.
It changed him. It changed the way they viewed him as being a clutch player. Yeah,
in the finals. Hold on. Is clutch? Is Steph clutch in the regular season?
In the regular season?
Yeah.
Let me see. Steph clutch in the regular season. He has clutch.
Okay. All right. Thank you. Yes.
In the regular season. But I'm talking when it counts.
Is Steph clutch in the
clutch moments?
Is Steph clutch in the playoffs?
No, that's the last finals. He went 1 for 11.
So when you go to the when you go to the Olympics, is that the playoffs?
No, that's not.
Good night, sir. Good night, sir. Good night, sir. You wasting my time, sir. You wasting my time, sir. Stop it. You wasting my time.
What do you mean it's the playoffs? It's the Olympics.
Come on, man. You're bringing up that that somebody got an opinion about Steph not being clutch in the finals, and you're telling me going to the Olympics is going to change that and that boosts his legacy.
No,
that's
his
not how that works, bro.
That was real clutch that we feel like we wouldn't even won if he didn't come up and do what he did. That was clutch.
We just seen Steph drop.
That changed. That changed my vision of him being clutch.
We just seen Steph drop 50 on the Boston Celtics in the finals, and you needed to see him go to the Olympics to do it. Come on, dude, stop it, man.
But we also see him score single digits in that same finals, going 1 for 13.
And we see him score single digits in the Olympics. We as a matter of fact, he didn't show up to the silver medal game and the gold medal game.
But
dude, what are you saying?
We won the gold.
Okay,
Why?
but
Because
sir, he won the championship, and he won the championship against Boston, and he was clutch. So you telling me you waited to the Olympics to change your opinion? He was clutching the finals against Boston.
So was Steph overall finals MVP that year to you?
Lord have mercy.
Because
how many times you gonna move the goalpost?
The most consistent player on that team was Wiggins. He averaged 21 points, what almost 10 rebounds.
Bro, how many times you gonna move the goalpost? And you doing all this mental gymnastics and all this tongue wrestling only so you can drive the point home that LeBron is better than Wade, and LeBron his not being able to play without the ball is not an issue. The point is D Wade is a better basketball player than LeBron. I explained to you why, because he's a more complete player, and complete players don't need to be pigeonholed into I can only play with the ball in my hand and I force all my teammates to play my style of offense, and I can only play one way if I want to be dominant. He's an incomplete he's an incomplete player. And that's the case. That's the end of the case right there.
What do you rank Kyrie?
What goalpost? This ain't even the same goalpost, sir.
No, I'm trying to ask you a question because I already said that I believe that D Wade.
You moving a different goalpost. This ain't even the goalpost I was kicking on.
I just think LeBron is more effective and a better player in a game mainly because of his strength. It's just different. But what I'm saying is, if you want to be trying to see who's the most complete player, who has the better jumper and all that, then you can argue a bunch of arguments with a bunch of different players that you probably don't even have in your top 20.
No, you can't. You can't, sir.
You see what I'm saying?
No, I don't see what you're saying. You can't you can't argue a bunch of players.
You can argue that somebody is more skilled than the next player. That's what you're trying to say. D Wade is more skilled. Just because he's more skilled, I don't think he makes him a better player. But
that actually does make D Wade a better player than LeBron. But just because it makes D Wade a better player than LeBron, don't mean it makes another player that's more skilled than LeBron a better player. Like you're trying to make the argument that just because I say that D Wade is a complete player, and I'm talking specifically about D Wade, that you can also say, well, let me find somebody else that's skilled, and say, well, Sabonis is skilled. Does that make him better than LeBron? That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying D Wade, because he's a complete player and more skilled, is a better player than LeBron. Only D Wade. This is when I compare D Wade and LeBron, and I grade them on how complete of a player they are. D Wade is a better player at the end of the day. LeBron has had the better career. LeBron's the greatest player on if I make an all-time greatest list, because D Wade knees went out and D Wade took a backseat to him to let his light shine. And when you start grading their resume and the things they accomplish in the league, LeBron is going to grade higher. But when I grade just the player without the lens of the NBA stats and basketball, if I'm just grading players at the basketball court, D Wade is a better and more complete player.
No, because you would have to throw in LeBron's IQ.
No, you don't.
You would have to throw that in the game.
No,
what do
you
you
don't.
mean? You have to.
No, you don't. I would have to throw in LeBron's
IQ
defense.
is on a way higher level than D Wade's was in the game.
Then how come he can't play off the ball as good as D Wade, sir?
Why do you think
if his IQ is so high, if his IQ is so high, how come he can't? If his IQ is so high, how come he can't figure out a way to make above 75% on his free throws?
Oh no, I've been saying
if his IQ was high, how come he still shoot with his elbows out? if his IQ was high, how come he leads the entire world in turnovers?
Oh, I've been
time.
said his turnovers was high.
Okay, so where's his IQ? Where's his IQ coming from? If he can't shoot, if he can't shoot free throws, he can't protect the ball. He can't play off the ball. He can't play in the post. He can't like if all of this stuff is supposed to be the highest IQ dude, how come all these negatives are part of him when it's not a part of these other guys?
Because he knows his limitations. That's why he makes it to where it doesn't expose his limitations. Have you listened to NBA players talk about him?
I don't understand.
Have you listened to what Iman Shapato said on his on that podcast? How smart LeBron was.
You believe him?
How he ran the same play 3-4 times and it worked.
You believe him?
Do I believe Iman Shapato?
Yeah. Let me ask you a question. If LeBron IQ is so high, then how come all these other great players keep figuring out how to beat him? Why Tim Duncan always was dropping them? Why Kawhi be dropping them? Why Dirk was dropping them? So if LeBron IQ is high, then Tim Duncan's IQ has got to be double his.
Big fundamental.
If LeBron's IQ is high, if LeBron IQ is high, then Tim Duncan's IQ is double, right?
Tim Duncan does have a very high IQ as a player,
and it's double LeBron's, correct?
I wouldn't say double LeBron's.
Significantly higher than LeBron's, correct?
I would say it's on the same level as LeBron.
What good is his IQ if he keep getting outsmarted by these players? What was his IQ when Dallas said we go under all the screens and force you to shoot jump shots in the finals, and he couldn't figure that out?
Oh yeah, Dallas did their thing. Dirk played the best he's ever played.
Sir,
finals
I bid you a good night, sir. But sir, thank you for the call. Thank you. And that, my friends, is what we call putting your own self in the pot, cutting your own carrots. He think he taking a bath, and the whole time he cooking. And you come in like this, and then you leave like that, cook, steaming, ready to rage and fight, all because you wanted to protect your queen. I don't get it. I don't understand it. But that was a good call. Well, I got time for one more because that took so long. Sheesh, man. That was, how many circles did we go in, and how many times was the goalpost moved? Lord have mercy. One more call. Let's get it. And we'll end it. Oh, my bad. You know what? And I didn't read none of these super chats, and I apologize. I'm about to get to them right now. Please let LeBron shoot 12 to 15 threes a game. I guarantee you he won't shoot 35%. Hey, you know what? John Wayne, thanks for the super chat, and I want to see that too. Nino, Mel, don't ruin your cred talking about Westbrook at point guard. $1 super chat from Juke Skywalker. No comment. Mel, right? What if Mark Jackson tried to make Steph be like Chris Paul? I think you said this when we was on the Caitlin Clark topic, when we was talking about let her cook the way she did at Iowa. But that's a good point. I mean, Mark Jackson did let Steph kind of let it fly. We don't know who's better because LeBron Jordan. Facts. Like, we would have known for sure who was better, D-Wade, Melo, or LeBron, if they all would have stayed on their same squad and played all 15 to 20 years of their career and figured out, who did what at the end. You know what I mean? So does MJ and Kobe need Phil Jackson to win? Need? I don't know. They played, well, in Jordan's case, he played most of his career with Phil, so we won't know the answer to that. Now, if we wanted to guess and take an educated guess, being that Michael Jordan can play in several systems, because he's not, it ain't like he is the system. if he would have got another great coach, maybe Pat Riley, I think he probably could have won with Pat. Who was another great coach back then? Maybe Lenny Wilkins. Maybe he could have won with Lenny Wilkins. But I think a great coach was probably needed, but it didn't necessarily have to be Phil. Super chat from Darren. Appreciate the $20 super chat. Thank you for the tier of greatness. I appreciate it, man. Thank you, and I thank you for the super chat, man, for sure. All right, caller on the line. What's up?
Hey, what's up, Mel? This KG from St. Louis. I was calling to tell you that D-Wade is a better basketball player than LeBron James. D-Wade, the whole game, like he could use the whole floor, mid-range, a little bit of three-pointer, mostly slashing. LeBron James is the first slash. It's that simple.
I agree, man, and it is that simple. You don't even have to go in a whole bunch of gymnastics about it, man. That's the perfect way to say it. The entire floor, he's dangerous from. 3, mid-range, free throw, post, drive. He can pass. He can play with the ball, without the ball. He was dangerous on defense. He did it on both ends, and he did it consistently. Right now, like I said, if I'm grading and making an NBA all-time list, I gotta put LeBron higher than Wade. But if I'm taking all that out the equation and I just grade the pureness of basketball and who the best basketball player is, it's gonna be D Wade.
Man, KD's a better basketball player than LeBron James.
I agree with that too.
Like, I don't understand like what's this obsession with LeBron James? Like, I don't know. I don't get it. It's like I'll be trying to wrap my head around it. I don't understand. Like everybody says his IQ is high. Like what the hell does that even mean?
Yeah. I mean, I would go KD, I would go Wade. Not Melo though, because I think LeBron's athleticism and defense keeps him above Melo. But if Melo defense was just as good as like Wade or Kobe's or something like that, oh man, yeah, he would have been better than LeBron too.
Yeah.
Yeah, but hey, thanks for the.
That's all I have to say.
All right, thank you, brother.
All
right, T-Bert. Hold on, let me. Yeah, T-Bert, call back, brother. You'll be my last call. And I really want to hear what you got to say. Oh man, there we go. Caller from Pennsylvania, what's up?
Yo, what's up, Mal? T-Bert.
Brother, what's good, man? It's good to have you on the show finally, man. What's your thoughts?
Oh, thanks, man. I appreciate it. And shout out to Sports Team. Shout out to Dom. Love Dom. Her show's the absolute best. So is yours, man.
Appreciate it.
But man, I was sitting here listening. Mel, that other second caller before last, I done forgot what the daggone topic was. You talking about Mel, the goalpost is moved. He stopped moving the goalpost. He went to another sport. I'm confused. What are we talking about here? What's the topic? I forgot what I'm calling in for, bro.
You're right, man. I feel the same way, man. But yeah. Roy Hibbert said D Wade better than LeBron, man, and D Wade gave the Pacers more problems in the playoffs than LeBron did.
Oh yeah, I definitely agree with Hibbert, and like I called in the Dom show yesterday, and people thought I was crazy when I said I'm taking D Wade all day long over LeBron, and people was like, why? And I'm like, he was way more polished. He had really great footwork. His midi was better. And when D-Wade shot timely threes, when you needed it, it was money. Now, D-Wade, I'm not saying by no stretch he was a great three-point shooter, but he hit the big three-point shots, right?
Correct. And
that's what counts. And now let's talk about defense real quick. Defense, in my opinion, D-Wade is the second greatest defensive guard, like two guard of all time. And I'll give you a quick example of his defense. If you go back to the Miami Heat when they first got their first chip against OKC, Last 4 minutes of the game, Kevin Durant was flying out. They called a timeout. The coach said, somebody got to stick Kevin Durant for these last 4 minutes. Guess who's tucking? It wasn't LeBron. It was D. Wade. It was D. Wade. Why LeBron ain't step up and take that challenge? Because he does not have the defensive propensity to do it. He's not efficient enough. And let's clear the air with this. Oh, LeBron used to play defense. He was a great defensive player. No. If you look at LeBron's defensive highlights, what is it? It's a chase down block.
Correct.
It's never locking up his man to man. And look at the chase down block. It's not on his man. He comes off ball. He's a good off ball defender, right? I'm talking about he's a good helper, a help defender. He'll block somebody else's shot from the back. He don't lock his man down. He's never been a lockdown defender. So we please dispel that notion that, LeBron was second in defensive player of the year. No, he's a good help defender. He can never lock nobody down. And last thing, Mel, this is the reason why he can't lock down. It's the same deficiency on offense, which is he has bad footwork. He doesn't have great footwork. That's why he doesn't have a low post game. Now, let's translate that footwork to defense. He does not have footwork to play lockdown defense. So I'm taking D-Wade all day long, hands down. What's your thoughts on what I said?
I'm with it. Now, the only thing, I agree with all of it except one part.
Yeah.
I do think his defense, and I'm talking about LeBron James, I do think it goes beyond the chase down blocks. But when I've seen him lock somebody up on the perimeter or actually, get some effort like he did on Jokic in the Olympics and stuff like that, that happens from time to time. I've seen where in the finals where he would switch up on Steph Curry and he would stay in front of him and force him into a bad shot or maybe a turnover. I seen him occasionally do those things. Right. But does that mean that he's a great defender? No, I mean, it mean he was for their play, but
right. Now we saying the same thing.
Okay.
I have seen him. I saw him switch on the D Rose one time and block his shot.
Correct.
Yeah. So I mean, everybody in the NBA at some point, if you play enough minutes on the floor, you're going to have a good defensive play, right?
Yeah. Bronny just had one in his first preseason game. He had 3 blocks.
Absolutely. So what I'm saying is LeBron has made other defensive plays besides a chase down block. But to consistently be a good defender, he's not. To consistently take on the challenge and lock down somebody, absolutely not. And I'll give you one more. I forget the player's name. I saw an interview not too long ago. It was on Kobe was playing. This dude who's just an average player was killing him. He had 27 by halftime. So the coach at halftime was trying to put in all these plays to stop him. Kobe said, stop all that. I'm going to lock him up and he won't exist. Yep. The dude finished with 27 points, shutting down the second half. Like, LeBron is not capable of that. He's capable for a moment here, a moment there, but consistently do it? Absolutely not.
Correct.
Give me D-Wade all day long.
100%. And I appreciate that, man. That's a killer call, man. That's the best call of the night, man. 100% with you.
Got you, Mel. So I appreciate you taking extra time. He's about to get off, and I appreciate you, letting me call in. And shout out to Dom because she linked us up together. Shout out to Dom always. Appreciate you, Mel. Your show is absolutely the mom.
Nah, man, make sure you're a mainstay, man. Make sure you keep calling in.
All right, got you, Mel.
All right, thanks, bro. Yep.
All right, bye.
We can't follow that up with another call. I mean, because we got to finish with a great call, and that was a great call. So I'm going to leave it here. I'm going to remind everyone, let me make sure I ain't miss anything. I think another super chat came in. Rise above anything. You're not the GOAT when you're 4-6 in the finals. That's a good logic to have. So I'm going to remind everybody, we are sponsored by Underdog, and if you use our promo code Man Down Sports on Underdog, you help us out as well. But Underdog will also match your first deposit up to 50%, up to $1,000, right? So do that. I appreciate that. That'll help the show out, man. Make sure you hit the like button. Make sure you share this with everyone. So we can get our subscriber base up. You know what I mean? Help us to get to like 35K before Christmas, man. I think that'd be a good Christmas present for me as well. What else, man? Like button. Check us out on Sports T. I think tomorrow. If you're not subscribed to Sports T, go and check out Sports T and subscribe over there to get the same type of content you getting here. I have in the description box all the other shows, Motor City Royal, Cowboy Spit if you're football fans, Kingdom Come for the Kansas City fans if you're a football fan. All of those are there in the description box, and Sports T and Sideline Speaks as well. And all of those people that run those podcasts are on our panel on Full Panel Friday. If you're new here, if you haven't seen our full panels on Friday, it's absolutely phenomenal. So I see y'all on Friday with that. Make sure you subscribe to all those places. And on the way out, I'm going to let y'all hear a word from the sponsor, and I'll catch y'all on the next episode. Underdog Fantasy is the best place to play fantasy sports. I want to tell you about the easiest way to get in on some NBA action with Underdog Fantasy and their pick'em game. Just find your favorite player, or any player for that matter, pick higher or lower on that player's stats, and you can win up to 20 times your money in one night. Pick between 2 or 5 players to fill your pick'em entry. Get every pick right, and you can net yourself some serious cash. Use the promo code ManDownSports and get up to $1,000 in bonus cash. Plus, now that it's football season, you can follow Man Down Sports as we reveal our favorite picks from week to week. Like I said before, pick your favorite player, pick higher or lower, choose your dollar amount, and win some money. It's just that easy. Make picks, win money. We also want to thank Underdog Fantasy for partnering with us, and we want to thank you for helping the channel out by using Man Down Sports on Underdog Fantasy.